Sawadee krap, everybody. You are now tuned into another exciting installment of MEKONG, the Southeast Asian space opera adventure of epic proportions. We've got a fantastic episode for you folks coming up, filled with racing and more racing and fast cars and drifting and like hot girls and guys with flags and stuff like that. And they'll be like, Seth, go! We've all seen Tokyo Drift, but we're gonna do it better because they don't do it like we do in Southeast Asia. You know what I'm saying? All right. Hey, so what is MEKONG? It's a little bit of Star Wars, it's a little bit of Dune, it's a little bit of Evangelion, a little bit of Pacific Rim, a little bit of Iron Widow, lots of lore, world building based on the rich wellspring that is Southeast Asian history and culture and a metric ton of Hindu Buddhist cosmology. This story will be seen through the eyes of warriors called Than Nong, a caste of pilots who operate a uniquely powerful mechanized chassis called BC. Say Mingalabar, pilots.
Mingalabar. I forgot to take myself on mute too.
Pirates instead of pilots.
Yeah, I said pirates too. That was last episode.
Switch an L and an R.
Shout out to Myanmar for having complicated ways of saying hello. It's okay. We're all learning all together. This series, this series is the story of how through their deeds, decisions, and dice rolls, they will shape the fates and the stars that make up the 7 sectors of the MEKONG constellation, grapple with the obligations that drove them to this line of work, and perhaps change the course of this cosmic river forever. I'm Jerry Law. I'll be directing this here picture with our lovely cast of Than Nong mech pilots mustered here today. So first up, playing the dog-loving, smooth-talking, wheeling and dealing KC Racer, we got callax'an Bulaklak. Say hello to Ryan Omega.
Hey everybody, I'm Ryan. I'm playing callax'an Bulaklak as has been mentioned. I am excited for MEKONG Drift.
Let's go!
There's nothing more to say. I'm ready to go.
Second, the thespian, the artiste, the sinner honey smuggler and hotshot pilot of the Copperbot, rupi'a Taeyang. We got Pooja.
Yo, how's it going? I'm Pooja. I'm playing rupi'a Taeyang. And, today we've got one thing to keep in mind, is that life is simple. You make choices, you don't look back.
Wise words. Yes, thank you, Pooja. I feel so enlightened from that. And next up, MEKONG's resident father figure we'd all like to be parented by. Playing Roman Maxilla, we got Andrew Alandi.
What's up, everyone? Andrew Alandi here, playing Roman Maxillon. Pronouns he, him for both me and Roman. You know what? This is nice cold cam a whoop ass, but if there's one thing that we're always about here at MEKONG, family.
And finally, the princess without a kingdom, who's most certainly not a cop, already played by Clara.
I'm so sorry for the episode 6 vibes of this thing. I really am. This has been a weird show, y'all. We're gonna race some mechs, which is exactly what these are for, and definitely not for fighting ghosts, which when I say that, it sounds like I'm high.
Why not both?
I mean, you are high. You just went to the honey den. You probably got a little.
I didn't smoke any honey because I'm not a
We'll be playing MEKONG using the Beam Saber RPG, a Forge in the Dark system written by Austin Ramsey, with additional supply drop playbooks written by J Lo, Philo Hazard, and Alfred DeMille. You can find links to the cast's assorted social media accounts by sending !cast to the chat. And if you'd like to purchase Beam Saber for yourself and your own gaming group, !system will point the way. The name of this campaign, I'll be taking our squad of TC pilots through, is titled Symphony for the Devil. It's an adventure written by yours truly and contains themes that some viewers may find disturbing. There will be depictions of blood, gore, dismemberment, body horror, drug alcohol use, politically motivated violence, gang violence, warfare, sexual themes, and excessive use of English and non-English profanity. The cast and I have discussed our lines and veils and confirmed that everyone here is comfortable playing, but we want those of you watching at home to be safe as well. So, kính thưa quý vị, tôi xin giới thiệu phim MEKONG. Long ago, when the light of the stars flowed like a river across the heavens, the Fellowship of the Marigold, assembled by the Minko bureaucrat and secret member of the Gilded Order of the Inevitable Spring, Zung Zi, set course for the planet of Seludang on his quest to locate Chandrahasa, the Sword of Ravana, in an effort to stop Chow Frei's destruction at the hands of the ancient Ganma Ba'akatin. However, en route to Seludang, the crew must make a stopover on the Spherian world of LANGKASUKA, in the heart of the Melayu Sector, to resupply and repair. While Zung, his niece Nina, Devinder, and the Bajak crew of the Neverland Express take their vessels into the orbital colony of Bandar Angkasa for services, this party of Than Nong, alongside the Yantakara, Jackie Chung, and the Bajak lost boy Muhammad, descend to the surface of LANGKASUKA to gather supplies, and for Lord callax'an to gauge the state of his business affairs now that his sister, Lady Rubina, has dissolved the family enterprises as part of her duties as the new finance minister of Chow Freya. When the group arrives in the spaceport city of Banong Pradu, they are greeted by callax'an's agent and business partner, Angeline, who requests the semi-retired racer and his entourage's help in sorting out the remaining assets left after Lady Rubina's callous decision to cut her brother off from House Bulaklak's wealth. Over lunch, callax'an is shocked to discover that Angeline has gotten engaged to his longtime racetrack nemesis, a LANGKASUKAN noble named Lord Armin Law. To callax'an's surprise, his old rival greets him without animosity, as he has turned over a new leaf as a born-again Lotus. He regales to the party prior to their engagement to Angeline, the racer, had a near-fatal crash in a lake just outside the city limits, but was rescued by what appeared to be a bodhisattva who vaguely resembled the disappeared Chow Freian princess, Anusha Vung. Now determined to make up for his old misguided ways, Lord Armin asked callax'an and his Than Nong companions to enter the Ayurveda Grand Prix as a team. Law intends to win the race and use the winnings to buy him and Angeline passage off-world as a wedding gift. However, this year, the organizers have upped the stakes from a simple rally to a full-on death race. And just about everyone Lord Armin has pissed off is looking to kill him before his Kisi can cross the finish line. The party agrees to take part in the race as a team along with Lord Armin to make preparations, and as the group moves to procure supplies and set themselves up for the Prix, Ordi, Roman, and Rupi'a investigate Ranusha's trail before heading to the lower parts of Banong Pradu to secure parts to repair the copper pod and the conquered kra-su from a smuggling associate of Rupi'a's and a Longford woman named Denari. Negotiations with Denari nearly go sideways, and it is revealed that the amongst others on LANGKASUKA are looking to put Lord Armin in the ground. However, after some deft bargaining by the group, aided by Denari's fondness for Roman, she agrees to retrieve the components in exchange for a date with the group's resident father figure. In an act of a Longford hospitality, following the deal's closure, the ever-hospitable Denari sits them down to partake in some sinner's honey, MEKONG's favorite illicit substance. Roman, still wound up from Denari's affections and stressed out by just about everything, reacts poorly to the drug and experiences a hallucination of his beloved adopted daughter piloting an infernal fusion of machine and monster called the Concord Morningstar, and the vision shakes the old warhorse to his core. Can the Fellowship of the Marigold survive the deadliest race in the Melayu Sector? Or will their pent-up emotional turmoil spell disaster on the racetrack? Find out this week on MEKONG. Symphony for the Devil. Fade in. Big, 3D graphic logos that spells MSPN 8. And you hear two announcers go, "Good morning, sports fans. Thanks for tuning in to MSPN 8, The Wallow. I'm Sammy Supra, and I'm Vicky Vitek. Today's an exciting day in racing history, folks. We have a return of the Doghouse, the King Bitch himself, the one and only Lord callax'an to the Ayurveda Grand Prix. So let's get down to our press conference room to see what's going on with this legendary racer's return to the track. And it cuts to callax'an. You are at a podium, bunch of mics. There's those advertisement walls that they have at all the sports conferences, and you take the podium and you greet the throng of reporters. And it's like, callax'an, what prompted your return to Ayurveda after what happened to the dog pageant?
All of those things are happening, not just because they're not happening now doesn't mean they're not happening. But right now, I and Armin Law, my longtime nemesis, have decided that now is a good time for us to team up and form a team. I think it's time to put some of our rivalries aside and go in for the greater good for LANGKASUKA.
And then everybody just storms the podium and just like starts hounding you with a bunch of questions. And Angeline like walks up beside, he's like, please no, and like kind of like walks you back around away from this, like, because everyone seems very, very interested in the fact that, holy shit, the Doghouse, the Paladin of Pulangi on the same team? Is this scandal? They seem confused, more or less. They're like, wait a second, all this animosity, but Angeline kind of like walks you back behind press and like closes the door. She's like, I think that went really well. I think I think I think that went fantastic. Okay, so
yeah, a lot of interest, a lot of buzz. That is the right time for people to want to get sponsorships on. So
okay.
Absolutely.
Great.
Yeah. You feel like you want to say something? Like,
I do.
Yeah. Did I say something wrong? Did I?
No, nothing's wrong. It's just I'm just a little worried that this is the lethal year, you know, how confident are you in your new friends in terms of their martial ability on here? Because I know you're fast. I know my fiance is fast, but
they're Than Nong. Like, that already should speak volumes.
We cut back to the honey den, and Roman, you are kind of like freaking the fuck out as a Than Nong. You just had this vision, and Roman, what's the look on your face right now?
Let's see. Eyes are bloodshot, definitely, because I've just seen my daughter. She is not my daughter right now, and she's piloting an abomination, and like, that is my world. So to see my world completely flipped upside down and not the little girl that I've known to raise, you can see that Roman's hands are on the chair, and he's got a death grip on the arms of the chair so much that it's starting to break the chair a little bit. Like, he is not, like, this is not a good trip for him right now.
Denari's like checks the bowl. He's like, oh shoot.
What the hell did you do?
I thought I'd give him the sampler of everything, you know, just you get the full spec. Like, you know, I think I mislabeled my stash. All right.
You mislabeled your fucking
stash? Okay. So, you know, I have a greenhorn strain for like people that are new to it, and then I got like and then there's another shelf next to it that's for the green honey and rupi'a.
You did not just give my friend green honey. Tell me, Denari, that you did not just do this.
Why is that specific?
She goes over and like you see her like go through the drawers, and you see her like hold up the two labels, and she's like, oh god. Okay. All right. Let's get it back on the ground. Let's get it.
Okay. You poisoned our friend.
I did poison. He's gonna be fine.
Not poison. It's not poison.
He's just gonna like freak out a little bit, and then, you know, we just gotta like here. She goes and like gets some water.
Oh yeah, that's gonna fix this. What the fuck?
Well, what do you two do to help Roman out his state?
Okay, it's not my first time seeing a bad trip. Let's go through. Yes, water. Yes, we need to flush his system as quickly as possible. And I go in the back to start mixing up, I don't know, some weird like set of spices and like peppers and things like that that'll like shock his system back into the present.
Yeah.
It's going to be foul.
Do you want to roll? Let's just do a general fortune check here. Just roll a d6 and I'll tell you how that comes along, because, you know, while Denari's den might have those supplies for those things.
4.
So how does this cocktail
okay, well, let's say that not only is your entire stock a goddamn mess, and we're lucky that you just gave him green honey instead of black. What the fuck is this with this organization? You don't even have half the supplies I need. What happens if somebody else gets in trouble? Okay, whatever. So I start going back and pulling and double checking and trying to find all the ingredients I need, but literally like half of them are out of stock.
Oh my god, this is a fucking nightmare.
It will still be fine but it's going to take longer for him to come down.
Okay, like how much longer?
Denari's like, it kind of depends on your body chemistry, how your the way your fat is distributed in your body, and a bunch of other factors. At the end, it's impermanent. He's not going to be like this forever. He's just going to be a little.
I point at Roman, who's like, X amount of pounds of whoop ass. I'm like, what fat distribution? Is there not like a charcoal thing or something that absorbs this shit? It's not that kind of drug.
There is, except she doesn't have any.
I waiting for my guy to come in and how this industry goes. All right, look, first off, I gotta go get these parts for you because like you said, you're racing soon. So
we're racing tomorrow. And
all of us are racing, including him.
Okay. Get him back to where he needs to be. At least rest him up, and let me worry about the parts. I feel bad.
Get that head.
I'm gonna get the head. Okay, I'm very good at getting. I'm very good at getting components. Go make your preparations. I'll meet you at the racetrack with whatever you need. All right. I'm sorry. All right. I can admit fault here. That was on me. I should have organized better.
You can you?
Can you please get the fuck out of my den?
Oh,
please.
No worries.
Yeah, thank you.
Fucking going.
Okay,
I
great.
sling Roman over, like his arm over my shoulder because he's just a full grown man. Just like as we leave.
Roman, your internal monologue is like the closest to quiet it's ever been.
It's while the trip is going and I'm still seeing hope, and it's the black void of space where I'm seeing everything. And I think my body knows that I'm being held up by Ority. So I'm not having a death grip on Ority just based out of my body's sheer familiarity. But
the sensation you feel in your body also, it feels like at first there isn't any because you're experiencing a void and looking at hope, right? But then the void itself, like the blackness, it begins to grow texture, and it starts to feel like crow feathers as they kind of like fly past you and tickle you and like a distant echo, like
you can hear slight mumbling from Roman as he's being guided out, like, no, just close, no, hope, France, where?
Right here, buddy, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Francis, come.
And you guys are like walking him out, and you hear Roman just like shouting Francis, like, it's okay, I'm right here, I'm in here. Okay. He's just trying to get the bird's trying to get in your head. We fought these guys before, okay? You've been here for me when I was in void shock. I'm here for you, okay?
Right. Yeah, already. Rupi, kill it. Hope. Just get me. Get it. Race. And then finally the words calm down, and finally it feels like he's okay now. It's waves of the feathers and then the void. And he's trying to ground himself because he remembers, he goes back and the memory of what Ority was telling callax'an, anchor yourself. And finally the shutters come down, and it seems like there's some sense of stability, but he's still not fully okay. But he's okay enough to get through.
Ority and rupi'a, you see his eyes kind of open up, and rather than it being, bloodshot, the veins kind of recede a little bit, and his breathing starts to steady again. Like, he's still a bit sluggish, but you can feel the consciousness almost kind of come back to him.
What the hell happened?
Hey, bud.
I feel Where are we?
This kind of all transpired as you guys were heading back to the Bulaklak estate. And so you kind of get to those front gates. And you also see Jackie and Muhammad like waving. Then you see Jackie like unloading several supplies off of what looks to be a truck into the area where callax'an keeps like his Gisi and his racing team stuff and everything like that for making race preparations. And like Muhammad like runs up to you guys and he looks at Roman. It's like, everything okay?
Oh.
Yeah?
He just, food poisoning. He'll just need to rest up a little bit.
Okay. Well, if you guys need anything, we just fully stocked up on, everything for the ship and everything and all that. Jackie's gonna take the Kisi and then attach all the necessary like regulation stuff for the race and that sort of thing. But I think we're having a meeting with Lord Armin soon. Just heads up, and he back jogs and then runs back over to Jackie. He's like, Jackie, wait up! Yeah. But callax'an, you're like upstairs and you see your friends arrive.
I see that Roman is not looking well, so I immediately kind of race down and just check in on what's going on. Hey, Roman, you're obviously not okay. What's wrong?
Am I even coherent enough still to?
You're coherent. Yeah, you can talk and such. It's just it like imagine like the worst hangover you've ever had, but not so much in the headache like sluggishness sense, but more like you had a hangover and you also went on like 20 roller coasters. Yeah.
Remind me. Never do it again.
Do what again? Go on a eat some really weird food off of the fruit outside.
And like you see Armin walk. I was like, you're not supposed to eat the food from the hawker stands. Like that's all radiated.
They said it was clean water.
They always say it's clean water. You gotta buy.
Yeah, they always say it's clean water. Yeah. That's why we eat in here.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't realize his system would react to it so badly. I take full responsibility here.
Oh, I mean, stuff happens. It's fine. Like, we just have to like flush you out with salt water. You will be on the toilet for a bit, but it will get everything out.
Before we go on, did I hear rupi'a try to claim responsibility for this?
Yes.
Roman is going to look at rupi'a. This wasn't you. This is me. No. If anything, you got me out of this mess. It's not the first time. Thank you again. Thank you all. Yeah, I think I just. Yeah, the throne sounds like a wonderful idea.
So he starts immediately going to the kitchen, starts boiling some water.
Armin goes to help. And while you guys are get hitting the first aid kit and doing all this usual medicinal care, he's like, I heard about what happened over Fafang over in Chao Phraya, before the coup.
Mm-hmm.
The papers called it Guan Yin's miracle. And you think back to the photo that the newspaper men took of all of you standing in front of the plane with Guan Yin in the back and
mm-hmm.
Hope and the dogs and everything. Because I got saved also by Bodhisattva too, and we both had our lives touched by the divine. Do you ever feel that? Just the timing of this is all so coincidental.
I do believe in the idea that things come together for a reason. I don't know if it's completely divine or I haven't figured it out yet, but I'm willing to be open to it. I just, things have brought us to this place for a reason.
I thought that the heavens had always set us up to be enemies, right? But I'm glad fate decided we'd be brothers at the end of the day.
Wow. Oh, we jumped to brothers.
Well, here's the thing. Look at this, right? You want to know why you're the better race than me?
Whoa. Oh,
hold on. You want to know why? Hold on. Let me just finish. All right.
All right, and he starts like taking his smartphone and like pressing record. So
No.
that he has
Put that away. Don't ruin this for me. I don't want you. I don't want to be viral over this. All right.
Okay.
Like we're already doing enough press for this whole like team up as is, and
Yeah.
like as he says this, you
Oh,
see
yeah, of course.
like Angeline walk by. There's like a big promotional poster, and it's you and Armin like doing the Dragon Ball Z kind of like like touch, and like your mechs in the back also doing it, and
I don't remember doing this pose.
Angeline's great at Photoshop. Clearly.
Yes, that is true.
Um,
She has all those assets. Okay.
You had the heart I didn't. You gave these dogs homes. You took care of Angie, and now you're looking out for your Than Nong friends too. You were always looking out for people, even off the track. You know, I thought I hated you for it, but I realized that you were an example that I didn't know I had. So, let's help your friend out. Yeah, he grabs the violin at the end.
So before we, get this solution to Roman, did hating me make you train more, drive more, and become a better racer?
It did.
Then it was worth it. Let's get this solution to Roman.
You seem like kind of astonished for a second, like, huh. We're going to fade to the section of the Rubina's section of the house where you guys decide to have this meeting. Obviously, her section of the house is like a big conference room and like various other, other areas where like home office stuff and that sort of thing. But all of the decorations, they use Tagalog script, but like they basically translate to a various girl boss women in business mantras like "Yas queen, slay, business bitch, work, get your back." And Armin like walks up, kind of like clears them off the wall, pulls a projector screen down, and all of you are sat. Angeline walks up beside the screen and like begins the presentation. Okay, so this presentation is mostly for you, Than Nong. Lord callax'an and Lord Armin have done the race a handful of times. They'll go into the track at the gala later tonight. There's going to be a pre-race gala, so it's black tie. Just be forewarned. But and so the first part of the meeting, she just goes through different like promotional stuff for each of your mechs. So like, okay, so here are the sponsors we got. And you see like different like graphic mock-ups of all of your mechs decorated in a garish amount of basically like holographic pop-up ads for different companies. If anyone want to spit out any that they have, or like Ryan, if you got any ideas here for different products, please.
So immediately for rupi'a's mech, the sticker of Sutra Theaters is definitely on the copper pod. For Orady, a mention of Shwedagon, because definitely want the manufacturer on that Concord. For Roman, I kind of thought something related to Silat would be cool, so it's going to be Silat training gear. And it's generic enough that it just literally says Silat training gear, and you have a young lady with a Silat prop, like about to like slay something, like it was a sword.
We also have a really exciting partnership for this race, and she closed the next slide. Mary Bumble Chicken and Shot very graciously sponsored our team. So you see there's like a happy like looking Bumblebee with 2 buckets of like chicken and they're just like big smile, and it's like emblazoned on like the chest unit of all of your mechs. Yeah, like I think we're good. We've got our entry fees covered, but I just wanted to hand this off to Jackie, who's going to talk about the equipment being attached to your mech right now. And Jackie comes in from the side covered in like grease and like oil and she like takes off her goggles, and it's like the only clear thing there. She's like, sorry, I've been working overtime for this. Okay, so a couple of pieces of equipment I've attached to your mechs. First one, standard issue land spinner. The slide shows like a technical diagram of basically some roller skates, that like big roller skates that are attached to like the ankles of your mech. The land spinner is a type of self-propelled roller skate system attached to your Kishi's ankles. Used in combination with the boosters, this will grant you the needed mobility to keep up with the first leg of the race, which is a kind of like a derby through the canyon. Leg 3, these land spinners will now, you have a choice between snow skis or chains, because the third leg of the race will be through on a glacier. They'll go into that at the gala, but just so you're aware, you're either skiing or we can put chains on the wheels, whatever you prefer. Let me know. Please let me know sooner than later, because these are a bitch to put on. Okay, thank you so much. Skis. Okay, great. And then finally, the fourth leg of the race will be the track is entirely on a lava flow. You will be surfing several lava flows coming down from Mount Mandara. So either your skis or chains will convert to a magma board, and basically she shows a diagram of something that resembles halfway between a surfboard and a snowboard, but it's like super like padded out with very complicated metal alloys that are resistant to the super hot like liquid rock flowing down the mountain.
What is wrong with this planet?
I know, right? I'm kind of out of my element here, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Sure, go on.
I'm at peace. Nope, that's it. That's all the equipment that we're attaching to your mechs. Any questions?
So we're gonna rollerblade,
Yes.
roller skate, and then
Oh, there's also a flying portion, but you guys know how to do that. So I'm not going to cover that.
okay.
Yeah.
And we can't fly at the beginning through this?
They'll cover this at the gala, but yes, the first leg of the race, you cannot sustain aerial time longer, or else you'll be considered off track and you'll be disqualified from the race. And then the only portion of the race where flying is prohibited will be the second leg of the race, which is the aerial portion. But otherwise, it is implored that you keep both your feet on the ground for the duration of the Prix. Am I done, Angeline? She's like, thank you, Jackie. You can go back to work now. I was like, and Jackie's like,
so there's a rationale of why we have to keep the feet on the ground. Part of it is with some of this dangerous terrain, contact with the surface allows more grip. So if you're going to go fast, if you're in the air and you spin, you're screwed, unless you have like a lot of these like other boosters going on. But if you kind of like lean in, then you can just kind of drift by maintaining contact with the ground. So it's a safety. It's a weird safety thing, which in my brain I think got disproven a little while ago, but it's tradition, so we're sticking to it.
It's also a death race, so like every 5 years they kind of just throw out all the safety regulations because the organizers like having fun.
Yeah. Which is why lava is at the end, because
Correct.
literally the floor is lava.
Okay.
What's going through your mind right now, already? As a seasoned combat killer, but not a seasoned KC racer.
What the literal fuck? First of all, where are they getting the lava and the glacier? Like the two things next to each other?
Yes.
Okay. What is this planet?
So first of all, glacier is manufactured, because like there's enough synthetic ice to make that.
Yeah, I guess store-bought's okay.
Right. Lava is just part of the terrain in
Langkasuka, exactly. So Benong Pradu is built at the foot of a mountain called Mount Mandara, and it's a volcano. So,
Okay.
yeah.
This is bonkers. Continue, I guess. We've agreed to the race, so there's nothing we can do about this, is there?
Yeah. No, but the gala is coming up, and that will be our place to like gauge what the other teams are and what our tactics are, because you'll be able to see the whole track from the gala floor, because it's going to be happening at Malacca Citadel. That's where the LANGKASUKA Racing Commission is. That's where they hold their big formal event, and they do their such a like we've like Angeline looks to you callax'an and Arm is like, we've done this gala plenty of times.
That reminds me, Angeline, do you all have black tie appropriate garb?
I don't know that when the
we are
kingdom was destroyed.
We are in Rubina's section of the house. She did put it for sale. I assume she doesn't want any of this anymore. We can raid her wardrobe if need be.
We are fucking raiding her wardrobe.
Yeah.
And listen, when we walk into the gala, yes, we can dress, sleek, sophisticated. I'm like, no, this is LANGKASUKA, so you kind of have to think. A long time ago, there was this thing called Met Gala, So think that element. Go big because they want the attention. So do sponsors. So think big.
Starting to understand why my sister disappeared.
Hmm.
All right, let's do this, I guess.
We all want to go down in a line and tell us how we're walking into this gal. Because we're just going to cut to the red carpet, limo pulling up with like the house lock seal on the front. Door opens. Who comes out first? What are you wearing?
I think callax'an is going to walk in first. He's going to have a tailored suit with way oversized shoulders, but there's also going to be epaulets which resemble doghouse roofs. At the side of his sleeves, there is Dalmatian trim, obviously not real Dalmatian, but just a homage to Miss Misfit, who can't be here right now.
Did you bring a dog?
Yes. I decide that I'm going to bring Puddles with the diaper.
in a little carrier or like
it's a little carrier. Yeah,
okay.
The little carrier. Puddles is the husky with really, really always surprised eyes. And listen, he's just super cute. And the carrier is on his back, and it actually has on the back of it lycopods to promote that. And lycopods are these particular carriers that are meant to go into a mech so that you can also bring your pet.
Rupi'a manages to find a Lenga set that is a beautiful, like, rose pink skirt with a bunch of, like, tiny stripes down towards the bottom third that almost look like recycled materials into your clothes, but make it fashion.
Yeah.
So it's like sets of thin corded stripes in very vibrant rainbow colors. And then a metallic, almost like reptilian skin looking cross top with these sleeves that come out in just like spill over her shoulders like a giant unfolding fan down to her hips. And all of those stripes match the colors in the stripes in the skirt.
Rupi'a, how does it feel as a thespian walking a red carpet? You've never done this before. You as someone from the impoverished slums of Nanyang. And I guess you've been dreaming of this moment for a little bit, right? Like,
I mean, it's definitely like flashbacks to watching all of these red carpet events.
You Shireen, like excitedly watching like a live stream on your phone and like gushing and squealing.
And there was that one time, like, we managed to con our way into the catering section. like we stole somebody's clothes off the line and Shireen altered them to fit us. So we got to see, like, from the backstage area, all the stars go through and walk the carpet and the interviews. Like, it was this surreal experience where we planned what we were going to do, how we were going to say, what smile we were going to give together as we walked down the carpet. So I think you see a little falter in Rupi'a's step for a moment before she draws herself up and, you know, strikes a pose.
Flash, 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 flash.
And just makes those, like, hits every single mark on the way. Almost like she's been practicing for 12 years.
Yeah, Roman doesn't get that entire concept and totally missed the mark. So after callax'an and Rupi'a step out, Roman's in Salat training gear. All the stuff, you know, he's in like tech wear because he didn't get it. And he's like, the hell, I just wanted to be, like, this is what I was.
They think you're security.
Like, yeah, they legitimately. So, like, if you imagine, if you guys remember ever watching Fast 6, where they're doing like the car show, and the dude gets like looks up Luke Hobbs. He's like, oh, tech wear, only for function, not classy. Yeah, that's Roman right now. He totally missed the mark on it, but he's wearing Salat training gear, and he's sort of a corporate, he's sort of got the sponsor on his body. And he was like, well, this will work. Also, he's still feeling the effects of coming off of Sinner's Honey. So yeah, he went for maximum comfort here. Don't blame me.
callax'an
100%
sees
Coach Dad.
Good for him.
Oh, they think he's the coach for the team. They think like he's
callax'an sees this and realizes, oh, we gotta do something. We gotta do something. And he looks around. He sees what he's wearing. Is like, so he takes the diamond-studded tie off of him and puts it on Roman, so that it looks like it's intentional. And then starts posing along with him and just starts like showing that, hey, this is meant to be versatile fashion. Isn't this is a statement piece? And the statement is Salat training gear and diamond necktie.
What he said. So Roman's like blatantly what he said.
If there are any like, reporter type groups near me, it's like, it's just really transcendent how the meld of everyday and event speaks to how we are all in training at all times.
Oh, I love rupi'a right now.
The reporters are eating it up. They're like, "What? Who is this new pilot on the scene? Why is she so erudite?"
Oh yes, everyone. This is rupi'a Taeyang.
What? Yen, are you like the last one out of the live? Like, are you still just staring out?
Yeah, Orti's having like this has been a weird fucking few days. I think after digging through callax'an sister's things, she found stuff that'll work. So she has like a chettai, which is like the long, sort of very straight skirt, and it looks almost like a sabai that's strapped over the shoulder, but it's all out of this pleated material that's very gossamer, so it looks kind of like a beta fish. So it has sort of these like fluttery bits off of it that invoke a beta fish without being fully without tastefully. But there's not she's actually not wearing that much jewelry, but I think they found Rubina's like jewelry, and she has the finger deco, the finger like ornamentation that looks a little like kra-su's fingers.
Already, the thing to consider is that there's going to be a lot of cameras at this event, and being a royal, people might know your face if they under all that scrutiny. So while you're digging through Rubina's closet, you do find a Prince Kanawa visor, like the full face, like the whole.
I fully fucking use it. I'm so mad, but yeah.
Like the shot is like you like you're going through the different headgears, like, okay, I gotta obscure myself, and then you like open a case and you see there's a visor and it looks like your brother's, and you like just stare at it.
I think already like looks at it like, fuck you, and thinks about it and it's like puts it on. Is like, yeah, I really can't see shit out of this thing.
So you stumble out of the limo.
I like grab Roman, like help.
It's fine. Just don't talk to the other racers.
I don't plan
like
on it.
The visor is the mystique. Let the visor do the work.
Who is she? What?
Oh my god! I think before we left to callax'an's, like, if you have to wear the visor, we're gonna have to go full Kanawa. So the whole thing, her dress and stuff is also like sheer black gossamer. Like it's that like all of the fluttery bits that are beta fish style are like in black and kind of have the like shot through, so it looks like it almost like it could have been like liquid, so that it has the very like motorcycle racer look, but also somehow fashion.
But make it fashion.
Make it fashion. I hate this visor so much. Keno has no taste.
But yeah, you guys walk up this red carpet, you do strike poses, and then they walk you up the stairs to Malacca Citadel. Gates open, and before you find yourself at the pre gala. It's in a central atrium overlooking the city of Banang Pradu. Mount Mandara is to its rear, and that's on the west wing, and you see through like these massive plexiglass windows. You can tell that this citadel, it was built in ancient times, but they retrofitted it on the interior to have like all the fittings of something more modern. There's like a big chandelier, and then on the east wing, through those big plexiglass windows, you see all 4 stages of the track. You realize that it's the 4 elements. There's an earth element through the junk canyon. There's a wind element through the Patala platforms in the sky, coming down to the water onto the glacier, and then up Mount Mandara, up the lava flows for fire. Would anyone like to make a survey check here? And I can tell you what you guys gleaned from the room.
I'll take a survey check, seeing as I have 2 points in that.
Go ahead.
That's a 5.
Okay, so but before I answer this question, you guys decided, I wrote down your team name as Team Doghouse. If you guys want to change that, Angelina was like, hey, boss, did we decide on a team name?
No.
She circles everybody up. Armin's like,
because it's more than just the doghouse. And what is Armin's
call?
We were the Paladin. I was on Team Paladin, but then I fired everybody, and it was a really bad time.
No, let's not. But Menagerie?
Team Menagerie?
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it either. It's actually pretty cool. Like, you get a bunch of ragtag, but they're all one cohesive group. Yeah.
She pulls out a tablet. Okay, locked in. Okay, we're all registered here. Okay. Now continuing on to Roman's survey check. You see there are several 3D printed busts of different racers of renown from previous editions of the race. And you also see there's a big podium on the stage, and on the podium is the emblem for the LANGKASUKA Racing Commission. The emblem depicts 4 gods: Lakshmi, the goddess of fortune; Alakshmi, the goddess of misfortune; Varuni, the goddess of alcohol and partying; and Devan Vitari, which is the doctor of the gods and also the person who procured the elixir of immortality. Basically, this universe's version of Asclepius, the medicine god, right? But then as you kind of scan the crowd, you can tell that most people are support staff, people that work for the Racing Commission and that sort of thing, and they're all dressed up in aoyai and suits and ties and that sort of thing. But the people that stand out, the ones in the Met Gala fits, you can tell these are the other teams that you'll be competing against. And Angeline walks up next to you, and she starts pointing them out to you, Roman. And he's like, okay, so let's that over there. She points at a group. She points at a fabulous, colorful coterie of what looks to be drag queens. They're reflecting the different queer ballroom cultures of Mekong. You see Jabadoo and Kinar. You see Anthony's Katois, Kinanda, all of the these a lot of that general sphere of people. She's like, that's Team Priscilla. They are the queens of the desert. And you see also that that their sponsorships all come from various luxury brands, right? And their mechs parked outside. You see that they promote different perfumes, different handbags, clothing lines, makeup, all that sort of thing, right? And she points at their team captain, a Malayan drag queen named Isabel Ringer. Their theme this year were different moths, right? And all of their mechs and outfits reflect different species of moths. So you see a sphinx moth, a maple moth, and their patterns are very elegant and that sort of thing. They're pretty friendly. They're callax'an, and she gestures you over. It's isn't that right, callax'an? I think you partied with Isabel a handful of times, yeah?
Oh yeah, Team Prissy's awesome. Oh, yeah. By the way, they do not like the term Team Prissy, but if you're friends, you can get away with it. There's that, level of closeness, but if you're outside, you're Team Priscilla. If you're in the inner circle, Team Prissy's okay.
But they're super cool, yeah.
They are super cool.
Yeah. And then she points over, you see the next group of people she points to they're just in standard, black and white, suits. They're all below 5 foot. They're all a bunch of short Angkorian guys. All of their mechs are they're while Team Priscilla uses Prayachat as their primary brand, so that's their luxury. That's the most expensive Gisi on the market. They're probably piloting those. This team, you see that they're using laughing monk models, the same model that Muhammad pilots, the Tavong, but they're all painted to resemble poisonous jungle frogs. They have very different color codes, bright colors gold, red and white, blue and red, and she's that over there, that's Team Hopscotch. or the jungle frogs, as they call them. Before they were racers, they were. Are you aware of like the gas mining industry? Like usually people like to scoop different toxins out of like different gas giants and use them for different productive purposes, whether it be like power generation or like fumigating and that sort of thing. So like it's a very working class team, and they're all short and they're pissed off, and all their sponsorships you see they've come from different like pest control, termite removal, like plumbing, electrician companies, that sort of thing. And she points to their team captain, a guy named Humle Huang. And you see him like chit-chatting with different sponsors, like, yeah, so I just want to let everybody know that we're going to totally clear this course. No big deal. No one's getting in our way. We're going to gas the fuck up. That's fine. It's fine. It's going to be great. And then finally, she points all of your attention to the last team that walks into the room, and they're not in dress code at all. And when they walk in, you see Armin kind of like a chill runs down his spine as he like recognizes the guys that he fired like way back when.
3 weeks ago.
Yeah, about 3 weeks ago. These guys walk in and they are, I want you to imagine their outfits to be like post-apocalyptic wasteland raiders, you know, and their clothes are adorned with like rusty pipes and like necklaces made of like washers, and like they've got face paint of engine grease. And they also come in with like a big totem of what looks to be like a humanoid form made of like sludge and rust and plastic. Callax'an, you would recognize this totem as for a deity named Joanga. They're kind of like a fringe cult on LANGKASUKA in that, because Joanga herself as a deity, she's kind of like a personification of like the scrap and junk and like the all across LANGKASUKA. But basically, the Joangans as a group, they worship her because many of them, before they became racers, they worked in the different like scrap and junk processing industries. So like most of their livelihoods are explicitly tied to the fact that like the wealthy space colonies in orbit just dump all their shit onto there and they sort it through it, and that's their job. Everyone kind of like clears the way for them as they walk in, and they like square up with people. Clearly, they're kind of like the dark horse of this race, right? But this is Team Joanga. They are called the Devotees. She's like, and that's Lonnie Gambao. And Lonnie, he's the most decked out all of them, because clearly, you know, being a former member of Team Paladin, he still kind of has like kind of a holy crusader aesthetic to him, but it's all decked out in trash now. And the thing you notice first, Roman, is like the rage in this guy's eyes, right? Like, you've seen this from like Than Nong pilots on the front line, right? Like guys who've been pent up, guys who've been screwed over for all of their lives, and now don't just have one chip on their shoulder. They got chips on everyone's shoulder, and they're coming for it, right? And their mechs all kind of look like Frankenstein contraptions made of like repurposed junk. You notice there's a bunch of like nitrous ooze like flowing out of every possible surface. These mechs are less mechs and more like rigs. For those of you who are familiar with some of the mythology behind the Kisi, like they resemble almost kind of like the kra-su already, but they're like different vampire creatures from other mythologies. So you see like Jenglots, Polong, and Lani, and the biggest mech resembles like this big demon boar called Baby Ngapet. And she's like, so that's the competition. Be friendly to the best of your ability, you know, be amicable. I know we're gonna kill each other and at the start of the race, or hopefully nobody kills each other, but I'm talking too much. Have fun, and then and I'm gonna go get some paperwork settled, and yeah.
And I'm just gonna pull callax'an aside for a second. It's like, oh, I didn't mention it before because of everything else that was going on, but the Devotees seem to have taken out a hit on Armin. I mean, I'm guessing it's them.
So they're going to try to sabotage Armin in this race and actually get him killed. Yeah.
A lot of people are going to be trying to get him killed. It's a pretty big payout.
As you say, a lot of people are trying to get him killed. Right behind the Devotees, rupi'a, you also see some pretty distinctive suits. And you think back to when you were talking to Denari earlier and her ties to the Sinnerhundi trade and everything. And the suits that the men that follow behind the Devotees wear, they meet the halfway point between like a general like Western business suit and like like a China collar kind of thing going on, and they have roses on their labels. You know those suits because they belong to like a rival honey syndicate to the Nanyang family. This is the Thuit Phi. This is the ones that also got fucked over at New Bakur. And it looks like they got some of their enforcers alongside the devotees walking in with them, just in high company.
Looks like Armin's former team got a new sponsor. Patron. Family, if you will.
Oh, okay. I immediately talked to Armin and said, hey, you are aware of what Rupi'a has mentioned, yeah?
I know. That's why I called you guys here. I've been a good man, right? I mean, okay, I haven't been a good man, but he's about to talk to you like this is like his last day on Earth, and and you could tell just from the shaky hand and like the way he like his body language towards you. Callax'an, maybe I should have dragged you into this. I'm really sorry. I like I'm looking at them in the face now, and I kind of wish we were just back when we were kids in boxcars and going down the lane, right? To taking.
Callax'an immediately takes Armin by the arm and starts walking him to an area where they can have some privacy, because this is not the place for him to break down in front of so many other people that are gunning for him. So he just delicately takes him by the back of his arm. They start walking as if they're walking at least outside to where, even though the air is heavy,
you find like private. You find like a balcony.
Armin, I'm going to ask you a very pointed question right now.
Definitely.
You're not going to do the blaze of glory, are you? You're not going into this race.
I mean, isn't that the dream of every Than Nong, right? I mean, I know I'm not a real one. I know I just run it around the track, but they'd say about that warriors have to die in the heat of battle, right? Like,
I mean, listen,
maybe that'll make my life worth it, right? After all this time.
Okay, first of all, that is propaganda in order to get people from disadvantaged places to sign up and become fodder. So, first of all, stop that. You are not that. All right? We're not going to do that, no matter how good it looks, because you can't really appreciate a story when you're dead. I mean, if this is your version of suicide, forget it.
Right, but like, if I can leave the money. I can leave whatever money we get out of this to Angeline, and she can go. No, you're right. I'm.
You need to race for anybody. You fucking race for Angeline. I do not want her devastated at the end of this race because you thought it was a better idea to go out. That is fucking chicken shit. I expect better from you. I expect the racer from you. I fucking hate you right now. Like, do you want to hear that? Do you want the rivalry?
Yeah, I hate you
to
too,
get that?
asshole.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Like,
hate
good.
me.
Yeah. Good. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. I need that spirit from you when we race. When we race, I need that.
Tell me you're
spirit
gonna
from
kick my
you.
ass out on that track. Tell
I'm
me
gonna fucking kick your ass.
I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm gonna speed past you and leave you in my dust. Okay.
Good. Fucking kick my
He, like,
ass and
shoves
then
you.
go back to. What? Oh, you what? And he
Shove me
starts
back.
shoving
Shove me
it
back.
Shoves him back.
Ah! It's just these two dudes just screaming at each other, and I assume Puddles is also just there, like in the carriage, and she's barking, rah, 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 yeah, rah, rah, yeah, bark at me, yeah, yeah, we're gonna race. I feel better. Thank you for antagonizing me. That really put me back in my spirits.
Of course, you little shit.
Yeah, you fucking asshole. You guys fucking.
All right, now that we did that, when we go back, have someone taste your food before you eat it, because I don't know what's going on. Just
All
just a precaution thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I saw you take the rice wine from the tray. Like, you don't know where the fuck that's been.
That's true. That's
Especially
true.
with all these people.
Yeah.
You don't know where it's been.
Well, here's the thing, right? I know they're not going to do it here, but when we get on that track, if you watch my 6, I'll watch your 6. We're team.
Mm-hmm. Now, let's and he starts like making sure that you look clean and presentable. It's like, all right. Now that we had this argument, hopefully some people caught it, because a controversy would have been great. Let's go back and kill this fucker. And he starts walking back towards the party.
You see the two of them walk back in. Do the three of you want to do anything right now?
I think I'm gonna do what I do, what I've done for most of my life, which is kind of use this like anonymous vibe look to see if I can kind of hear any intel from any of the other
Yeah, sure.
like racers.
You can make a survey check.
That's a 3. I'm just doing like a casual like turnaround. I'm not like trying to like do espionage.
Right. You're just kind of like you're just like getting the general vibe of the place.
Yeah.
Right. You hear the devotees. They're chit-chatting with the mob looking guys, right? And they're talking about environmental regulations, right? Like a lot of them are like they're talking a lot about how guys like Lord Armin, they think they know what's so good for LANGKASUKA. They think, and this race we're really going to show them, and we're going to show that what we do is for us. Like a lot of like they sound like Atmos chauvinists. They sound like Lord Saravan, but from like the opposite direction. Like their animosity, like while at home you remember like Lord like the Dangs had this animosity towards like the Voidborn and people born in space. It seems like these people also have that for the same reason, but they're doing it not because they want to make LANGKASUKA like great by any means, but more so like they seem so tied down by their just the general like the misery of the place, right? Like they're so they formed this whole identity around it. They made up a god to like justify it and enforce it on other people. And they also seem to have this partnership with the Thuit Phi, these mobster guys, because like these guys are also union guys, weirdly, right? Not so much in the all workers, are doing their best and we want the best for all workers, but like we just want guys like us to work these industries, and any off-worlders that come this way will have these mob guys scare them off. It's a really messy situation politically, and it kind of opens your eyes to like, oh wow, this is like the opposite. Like,
yeah, there's a lot of weird shit happening here too.
Yeah,
it turns out.
Yeah. Then they turn and they look at you, and they're like, "Wow, look, it's King Kero." That's and they start kind of like giving you guff about the visor and everything like that. Like from like they're not like immediately next to you, but like from like across the room.
I'm like super thankful that they can't actually see my face, which is just like,
wow, it's the great king of Chow Fry himself come to grace us with his presence.
I give him like the devil horns.
Yeah.
Like whatever, fuckers. Yeah. God, I wish I could make him look stupider, but they obviously know it's not him. Or do they?
Finally, all of you hear like a tapping on the mic, and you see a bureaucrat step up to the stage. Namaste, everyone. The Rajas of LANGKASUKA welcome all of you here to the 1067 edition of the Ayurveda Grand Prix. So, if any of you are unfamiliar with the story of the Ayurveda, in ancient times, the Deva demigods of the heavens and the Asura demons of the hells, at the behest of the great god Lord Vishnu, took Mount Mandara, he points out to the mountain outside, to churn the ocean of milk in the pursuit of the nectar of immortality. You know the rest: Lakshmi, goddess of fortune; Alakshmi, goddess of misfortune. And he points to the logos like, you guys have been here. But most importantly, Dhanvatari, the doctor of the gods and founder of the Ayurveda, emerged from the ocean of milk with the elixir of immortality. And he points to a big trophy sit next to the podium that looks like a big vase, resembling the one from paintings of the story that you've seen. Yes, so that's the story of the Ayurveda. That's the short version. Let's just get into it. Yeah, so whoever with this race, we honor this tale, and for those who brave the 4 legs of the Ayurveda Grand Prix, the winner may be bestowed their very own elixir of immortality. It's really just a very sizable cash prize, or whatever the winner wants that's financially equivalent. So tonight, may you drink in Varuni's honor. May Lakshmi be at your backs. May we definitely dodge Lakshmi's wiles. And finally, may the best team get to claim this nectar of immortality. So let's talk about the track. And the windows, you see a bunch of like hologram interfaces like light up the different sections of the track. Leg 1 is Nung Samset Thunder Road. This goes through the junk canyons outside of Bandung Pradu. The racers will have to cross this landfill that is filled with improperly disposed power cells and energy banks. And you will weave through the hills and valleys created by this junk and avoid any hazards that change with the wake of the race. Just a forewarning to all you racers, these junk formations are highly unstable, as are the clusters of power cells, so there's a risk of being crushed under falling cascades of scrap or being immobilized by battery leakage. Does anyone have any questions about that? And no? Okay, great. So this leg concludes at the top of the point referred to as the potato chip. As you race up to the top of this, you will activate your flight systems and fly off the potato chip as a ramp onto the second leg of the race. Element 2, wind. So the Patala platforms are where many of our esteemed nobles here on LANGKASUKA lives. You will be flying through the wind currents that are going up there, and if you have successfully braved Thunder Road, you will strap on your flight pads. You will stay aerial as you zip past these flying hover platforms with... Let's take a look at the wind conditions. Let's not take a look at the wind conditions, but just be mindful of your flight systems. There will also be additional hazards such as birds, other flying mammals, and atmo jellies. And you see several pictures of large jellyfish looking alien creatures that just whoop through the sky. And there's another photo flash past as like a Kisi flies through, touches one of their tendrils and then falls to the ground. So just be mindful of the atmo jellies. They're a protected species, so best not to disturb them. Once you get through the 4 aerial slaloms up there, you will navigate your way down to Kashiria Sagara. That is the glacier that was once the mythical ocean of milk. They churned it so hard that they turned it to ice cream. This is where the real race starts, in my opinion. So this stretch is named after the mythical ocean of milk. Don't mind the off-white coloring. It's totally natural and all approved by the bureaucracy. Just remember that it's going to be very slippery, and we did not check if the ice is thinned out at all. So if any of you fall, take it up with your insurance sponsors. And then finally, after you cross the glacier, that gets you to Mount Mandara, where you will deploy your magma sleds and you will be surfing the track up a lava flow to the very top caldera of Mount Mandara. And whoever crosses that finish line at the top of the caldera will be the winner. Racers, do you have any questions for us as the Racing Commission?
Yes.
Lord Bulaklak.
Yes. Double checking with our teams. Are we allowed to use our Kisi to propel other Kisi in dynamic forces?
That is fine.
All right.
Just be forewarned, for legs 1, 3, and 4. For legs 1 and 3, you must maintain contact with the ground. Any sustained flight will disqualify you from the race. That doesn't mean you can't stop participating. It just means when you've crossed the finish line, you will not place. So just want to let you know, being that this is every 5th year to honor the eternal war between the Devas and the Asuras, the Rajas of LANGKASUKA have permitted lethal means of securing victory. So you can still be in the race. You won't finish, but if you need to protect whoever's left on your team to finish, that's your prerogative.
Only one of us has to cross?
Correct.
Got it.
So we won't be notified during the race if we're disqualified. We'll only
they'll notify. We will notify.
Okay.
They will radio you and be like, you are no longer qualified to finish. You can still be in the race and fight off whoever you need to fight off for the rest of your team to finish. But otherwise, just follow the rules, people, please. I know we stripped back a bunch of safety regulations for fun, but there are still rules to these things. So as a servant to the Racing Commission, that it is our duty to observe those.
I lean to Roman and just go, yeah, so we'll kill each other like civilized folk.
Yeah, just make sure you got your thunderwear on.
Yeah. Thunderwear?
Don't ask. Bad. I don't know. It just came out.
Okay, with that being said, that's our presentation. Can we have all the teams on stage for a photo, please? And you see the groups of pilots moving up, and Angeline's like, all right, guys, big smiles. Look excited. Roman, you don't look excited.
Do I need to look excited?
This is one of our most honored traditions here on LANGKASUKA. So you are partaking in a very honorable. It's okay. You know what? That's
Roman,
fine.
just think of what the boys will say when you're in this picture. Do it for the kids.
You're right. You're right. For the kids. And you see Roman.
So yeah, all the four of you, Angeline, Armin, and all of you like move up on stage. You're on the farthest left wing, and next to your team, coincidentally, are the devotees. As they pass through, they like look you up and down, and they like give you like a snarl to try to intimidate you. And then when they finally pass Armin, they're like, "Joanga remembers." Armin's like, it's gonna be a fun race, right, guys? It's gonna be just a nice, good old time.
I love this for us.
I do too.
Yeah.
Smile. Click. And that's our break. Be sure to tune back in after these messages for the Ayurveda Grand Prix. Welcome back to Queen's Quarters Games, everyone. You're tuned into more MEKONG, or in this case, for this episode, MEKONG Drift, because we're about to embark on the Ayurveda Grand Prix, the most dangerous race in the Melayu Sector. Before we get into it, players, how are you feeling about this whole affair? We nervous?
I dabbed, so we know how nervous I actually am.
Incredible. Fantastic. Okay, so with that being said, we're gonna roll that supply roll, just so we determine what supply points you have to work with before the race. You have that's a 6. Okay, cool.
6, yes.
You have 9 supply points to work with. So incredible work. Clearly, sending Jackie with Muhammad kept him on task. So you now are you're rolling in it, or at least you are rolling in it supply wise. All right. So for those of you watching at home, I know Beam Saber has 2 types of downtime rules. We did do the traditional way earlier in the series, but for the sake of time and for everyone's convenience, we are going to use the slimmer downtime activity rules found in the appendix of the book. Basically, just how it works is we're just going to continue as we're going along. The characters will declare whatever action we're doing, where I will say what action they're doing. They'll roll a thing. We'll expend the supply point, and we'll move on. So that's the most TLDR version of it I can give. So with that being said, it is a couple hours before the start of the race. You guys have moved your DC to the general communal garage towards the start of the racetrack, which is at the mouth of Thunder Road, right? This weaving series of canyons through the junk fields around Bandung Pradu. Jackie is working overtime. She's got a welding mask on, and she's got a blowtorch, and she's doing final adjustments to each of your mechs. I assume all of you're already all suited up with more sponsors on your suits, on your pilot suits, doing the usual maintenance and subroutines and diagnostics and such. Rupi'a, as you are in Copperpot's open cockpit and doing your tweaks, you hear someone shout from down below. It's like, "Hey!" And you look down and you see it's Denari. She's pulled up with a hover truck, but like a pickup truck. And in the back of it you see 2 large masses of what looks to be some sort of components under a cloth. Can you hear? Hello, I'm down here. I can't see.
I hop down. Hello.
Hey,
Didn't think you were gonna make it.
I'm a woman of my word. Is Roman around here? I think I owe him an apology. Roman, where are you right now?
I would be at my mech as well. Probably in the same hangar, but just getting used to just doing my usual calisthenics and making sure the body's limber and ready to go for the race ahead.
Also, I might need a big, strong man like him to help me pull the the stuff out of the truck. So if you wanted to, like,
I think you blew that
okay, all right, fine, all right, well,
pretty hard.
okay,
But you are correct. You do owe him an apology.
I do. She waves over at you while you're like doing calisthenics, Roman.
All right, and not going to be rude or anything, but Roman's going to finish what he's doing, hop over and walk over and hi.
I'm gonna take the. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you're
I'm gonna
leave.
take the thing and just go because, like, I'm like, you don't have to say or do anything you don't want to, like, to Roman, and just kind of do that weird, like,
I'm sorry.
arm thing.
That I made a bad call on what to give you. I was over excited with my hospitality.
Look, I understand, and here's what I'm going to tell you right now. If you're feeling fully guilty for it, I don't want you to take all that guilt on you. And he looks her dead in the eye. Nobody makes me do anything I don't want to do. I made that choice, and I'm going to live with whatever I saw. It happened that way. It's not going to happen any other way. But look, I'm just going to put the past behind us, and look, bygones be bygones. And Roman extends his hand. We're all good here. And you're helping us out. So I can't hate you for anything like that. You're helping this team out, so we're all good here.
She shakes it, one firm shake. Great. And she lets go and heads back to the truck. Like, I could also use your help with this mech head here. So if you want to,
no worries.
And,
let's
and
go.
you
Get
look
it.
down in your hand, you see she's left you a business card, and you flip it over, and in a Longfriend script, I owe you one favor. You can call this in whenever.
Roman looks at the card, nods, and just places it in his suit, and moves over to go help with the mech head. Who knows? We may need that down the road.
All right, so the two of you like lift this out of the truck, and already as you're working on the kra-su, you see Roman and Denari kind of like haul this thing over and like put it on the ground. And Denari's like, "You want to come look at this?"
Yeah, let's look. I think Ordy is very like in her element when she's working on the kra-su, because that's what you do. So she's like a lot more casual than she was doing the not when she was not a cop today.
Yes. Hey, officer.
What'd you get?
Sorry, I just want to give you shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you get?
I got you a Concord head. It's not the one that you might expect, but she pulls off the tarp, the tarp, and you see the head is a little more geometric with like hard like angles, but the facial structure itself is still relatively feminine, and it has Yang Chinese script on the side too. And she says, "I want you to meet Apiati." Apiati is a Sanskrit for to cause anyone to suffer, and you look at the head, and it resembles a character from another like into these Vientianese like ghost story you heard of a woman named Nang Tani. She's like a benevolent spirit that like haunts banana trees, and usually she like hurts like men who've wronged women, like, but otherwise she like accept like offerings from like lotus monks and such. Like it's got a lot of dust and like oil on it and that sort of thing, but you like kind of take a look at her. What's going through your head?
I think Ordy sort of like is standing kind of looking at it, and she wants to be mad about like the fact that she had to like she lost the old one and all the things and everything that went down with Denari, and she's like already kind of like traces around where the eyes are on it, and she can kind of trace along the seams where instead of like the kra-su had like it was just very pale and like had the like closed kind of eye look of like a sleeping person. This one has like seams in it that kind of look like tears.
Mm-hmm.
And she just sort of is like, yeah, it's good. It's really good. This'll work.
Great. And Rupi, there's also something in the truck for you. There's like a trunk shot of like the tarp, like of all, like the three of you like gathered overlooking this as like the tarp comes off, and you see like a hand that has a snake kind of coiled around it, and the head is like got little spikes on it. The markings indicate this is definitely a priya chat, like a very high expensive looking piece of material, and it reads Vasuki, specifically the Vasuki type offensive whip. It's a little kinky.
Shit.
I mean, I think she speaks for herself.
Hell yeah, she does. And I, go in for the, like, fuck yeah, big hug with the back slapping thing. And, well.
Have a good race. There might be some people on the outside here. I know you guys have been getting ready, but she like turns and looks outside the hangar, and there are a lot of like little rupias, little shirains, little young poor kids, impoverished kids, and like their families all kind of like looking in. And callax'an, you're like out there, and you think you're about to go sign some autographs like that, right? And do the usual pre-PR race stuff. And while some people like do like get your material, most of this big flock of people kind of like move right past you. and Armin and you and Armin like look at each other like, and they all head over to where you are, rupi'a, with the truck and everything, and where Copperpot is, and because they recognize the goddess Durga, who saved a lot of their friends and family over in the Spacers district, is also racing. And like callax'an, you kind of look on because like you've also been like the folk hero before, as rupi'a's like rupi'a, you're getting swarmed by these kids who like start handing you like little fan art and little like totems of the Durga and everything like that. Much of the art depicts like Durga from the legend slaying the buffalo demon, but the buffalo demon looks a lot like, or do you notice this too, like the Chow Fry and Stock Exchange has a big bull outside, like a big bronze statue of a bull, and so it shows the Durga slaying that bull, right, sticking it to the man. callax'an, what do you see? What do you think looking at this?
So callax'an immediately starts taking his phone and starts recording rupi'a getting swarmed by all of these children, and he starts narrating. So if you haven't heard, this is rupi'a Taiyang, who's been doing a couple of commercials, but these are the people, these are the little kids that are looking up to someone like rupi'a, because this is why we race, to inspire little kids. And he starts narrating and makes sure that you see all he captures like the expressions on the little kids' faces, the little things that they're holding, and then rupi'a just kind of like smiling widely as all of this is happening. And after a while, he just stops narrating and just lets the camera on his phone that's broadcasting everywhere just take in that picture.
Armin's like, we're getting old, aren't we?
Oh, of course. Of course we're getting old. We need other people who aren't old, that people are going to look up to keep this race alive. Because, it's a... And then he realizes that the mic is still on. It's like, well, we'll talk about the whole death race thing later. I'm going to do some camera work for a moment.
So while this is happening, I think this constitutes as the cut loose downtime action. I'm sure this is a very stress relieving experience for all of you. Everybody roll however many dice they have with connections to rupi'a. It's like, Roman, you're also seeing this, and it's like, while you have been in like a very despair place right now, like you remember that mantra, just like, just want my hope back. And you see that there's hope in a lot of the people of Mekong here gathered around rupi'a as you're watching this whole thing, as you kind of like bonded with her. So how does that make you feel?
Roman is definitely proud, and he's actually waiting for a moment once all the cameras and everybody has gone away to pull rupi'a aside to speak his mind. But yeah, so we will get to that as soon as we can. But right now, very positive.
Okay, Ryan, go ahead and you can take off 4 stress points. Go ahead, add a connection in your connection clock to rupi'a. Already, you drop 6. That's a 4 from Roman.
Okay.
And then rupi'a, you can do it for yourself. Yeah, that's a 4. Also 4 stress for yourself. Okay, cool.
Damn, thanks, rupi'a.
Right? What a beast.
And then write a new belief. And then okay, cool.
Roman's gonna go up to rupi'a. Hey, you mind stepping to the side for me real quick?
Yeah.
Cool. And just going around the corner. Listen, there's been a couple things on my mind. First off, I have to apologize to you. Look, a while back when we were all at dinner and you were out there helping the people out. Look, I feel bad. I should have been there with you. And I'm sorry. I didn't join you with that. You were out there. You were doing the right thing. And that's been weighing on my mind for all this time. So, 1, I wanted to apologize to you for that. And 2, look, I just saw what happened. Everybody out there. First of all, you deserve that. You deserve all that praise. I think the most important thing is that if I ever get Hope back and I get to see her grow up, if there's anybody I want her to grow up to be like, you're somebody that I want her to look up to. So
You're giving me too much credit.
No. Like,
there's nothing I can do to truly balance the scales of what happened at New MEKONG and what happened after.
Wow.
And I'll spend my life trying to make up for those failures.
I feel that.
But you are always there for Hope, and you'll do anything for her, and you're the best dad that she could have asked for. And it's not an if you get her back. It's when.
When. That's right. And Roman extends his hand to rupi'a. Let's go win this race. Let's go protect everyone, shall we?
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go. Let's go protect our family.
And let's go head back to everybody else.
Jackie lifts her like a welding visor. She's like, "Are we done having fuzzies with each other? I would like to finish fixing your machines, please. Can we please get back in the cockpit so I can like."
Yeah.
Great.
Sorry, not sorry for adding more work to you in the last second.
It's fine. This race is really messing with my inner peace right now, but I know how important it is to win. So get in the cockpit if you could be so kind, and so consider it. You do. Everyone, let's go ahead and roll engineer checks. Get you guys fixed up. Let's get your quirks refreshed and such and such. So I'm just gonna roll for Jackie here. That's 5 quirks that can get refreshed. So you're down. Yeah, everyone gets their quirks back. As she completes general maintenance on that.
Sick.
My ominous appearance is back and bananer than ever.
Okay, so that's I believe 5 supply points already spent because it's 4 on your mechs and then 1 for getting all those your components back. Or that's 6. So you're down to 3 now. For any other repairs here,
I'd like to repair my squab wing.
Okay, great. I'll go ahead. Do you have anything in engineering right now?
I've 1.
Okay, go ahead, roll 1, and then I'll have Jackie increase the effect of that.
5.
Your clock is filled. You could demote that level 1 damage to level 0. Your wing is incomplete. Your wing is now no longer squab, but it's in fully functioning. Jackie and Armin's gave you the hookup. You're in racing shape, Sparky. Orty, you can go ahead, roll engineer if you have engineer. Otherwise, I can just have Jackie roll it.
I think Jackie needs to roll it for me.
Okay.
If there's like a floral looking like ad, I want to like stick it up by the head of
so that's 4. And so that brings you down to 1 more supply point. Do you want to spend that last one on another roll?
What do we get?
Because right now you're at level 2 harm. Like
fuck.
So you're level 2 damage. So that puts you down to level 1.
Can I clear it entirely?
Yeah, if I roll again and
can I spend that to? Are we okay with me spending that?
Yeah, I'm okay.
I forgot I had to undo nearly headless.
Great. Okay.
Yep.
You now have the head of the Appiati, the conquered Appiati, on a kra-su's body. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for tuning back into MSPN-P8, The Wallow. I'm Sammy Supra, and I'm Vicky Vitek. We're gathered here at the starting line of the most exciting race here in the Melayu Sector, the Ayurveda Grand Prix. And look who we have here. In spite of the departure of his previous racing team, callax'an has returned to the Prix with an unlikely partner, his longtime rival, the Paladin of Pulangi, Armin Law. Both former champions have come to defend their title against 3 of MEKONG's most skilled PC racers. First, Team Priscilla, Queens of the Desert, fan favorite, pride of the Pride community. And we also Team Hopscotch, the Jungle Frogs, with their colorful and gas and toxic tactics. And finally, Team Joanga, the Dark Horse, the Devotees, and kind of trash gremlins. But you know what? They're here. They're gonna race, and that's that on that. Let's get down to the starting line, folks. And all of you begin to take your places in this kind of like, it's not like a line, like a straight line where everyone's all in the same one, but more like the segmented kind of like sprinter circle where like where each team is towards the back. It all evens out. You know, you're in the cockpit, you're looking out. callax'an, you're in your element. You know, no pre-race nerves for you here. This is another walk in the park, right? And you see the flag folks come out to begin signal the start of the race. So there's like 2 young women scantily clad, and then 2 like beefcake looking men also scantily clad, and they're all carrying like race flags that come out. And you recognize your boyfriend, Scotty Too Hottie, as one of them, and he like points like, my boyfriend, he's mine.
I blow him a kiss.
Crowd goes wild. Scotty standing at the start of the track. Racers, are you ready? Armin gets on the radio chat between all of us. Thank you, all of you, Than Nong, for being here, and I'm honored and humbled to race alongside you. Let's do this.
Oh, I need better than that. I need better than that.
Well, you do what? You do it then.
No, I mean, like, it needs to come from you. I need you hyped. We're about to go.
Oh,
come on. I love my fiance, and we're gonna fucking do this for Angeline, and we're gonna do this for Hope, and we're gonna do this for those kids out there, and we're gonna do this for your pirate friend, Mohammed.
And Mohammed's like,
I'm on this radio channel too. Yeah, Mohammed, we're doing this for you.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. There we go.
Yeah. Racers, on your marks, start your reactors. Everyone like hits their push to start, and the inner core of each of your keys starts to like rumble. You kind of like get a feel for the land spinners that Jackie has attached to the ankles of your mech. Let's do the engagement roll. Is this mission bold? Yes, certainly. It's the death race, so take a d6 or a 2d6. Is the mission complex? There's a lot of environmental hazards out there, so take a die away. So you're back to 1 die. Do you have any tactics that exploit any vulnerabilities? You guys didn't look into any of the other teams at the gala, so you don't. As far as vulnerabilities
I tried
go,
to eavesdrop, but I don't think I did a good enough job.
No, yeah. So I'm not gonna add a die for there. Is the tactic ineffective? No. Do you have external support? You do. Muhammad and Jackie will be in your pit crew. So go ahead, and that's back to 2D. Is anyone interfering with the mission? Not that you know of. So yeah, 2D6.
No!
Snake Eyes. The racers take off. Joangans, the hopscotch, Team Prissy. Everyone that isn't callax'an and Armin, this rollerblading thing, you know that thing in cartoons where they're just slipping up on themselves? Or do you fall on your butt, or the kra-su falls on her butt? Oh, and it seems to be a misstart from Team Menagerie. What could possibly be going on in there? Like Armin takes off and stops and turns around. It's like, guys,
we definitely should have had a practice day.
Keep going, Armin. Keep going.
Only one of us has to pass the finish line. We will figure it out, right, y'all?
Yeah.
Yep.
Who wants to roll a maneuver check?
I'll take it.
Okay. Go ahead, roll 2d6, Roman.
Oh my
Come
god,
on, man! Come on!
So, Roman, you put your best effort into it. Apolaki, you clicks into the land spinners, and you push your foot on the gas, and as you try to catch up with Armin while everyone else is trailing behind you. But with a 3, the first thing that happens is one of the Joangans sees you coming up on the approach. You and Armin coming up on the approach, pulls out a gun and starts popping shots. Pulls out a pistol, starts popping shots back at you. They strike Armin because you didn't get it. They strike the Corona Chaser, Armin's mech, because you didn't get up there in time to protect him. Would you like to, before I describe the consequences, do you want to resist? Do you want to do anything here?
You know what? I'm going to resist.
Okay, go ahead. What quirk do you want to burn to resist?
We're gonna burn we're gonna burn custom paint job.
Okay, great. That you see, on the scopes, you register one of the Joangans pulls out this pistol, starts popping shots back. You shove yourself past the Apolaki shoves itself past Chrono Chaser, puts the whole mech between Armin and harm's way, and you're going to take rank 1 damage as several pistol rounds pepper your chassis. So now let's just say you have holes in your lower torso and leg.
If I've resisted a consequence that has been caused, which we just said, then I get to invoke This Is No Zaku Boy, which gives me 1+1 die to the next roll against the combatant.
Nice.
Yeah, you have a 1d against this Joangan. The mech that this particular racer is piloting is a Genglot, which is kind of a little blood-sucking gremlin kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do now that you've resisted it, go ahead and holds the lower torso. Do you want to do anything in response? Do you want
Okay.
to use that Zaku Boy?
Yeah, we're gonna use that right now. Where is this little gremlin in relation to his team?
He's at the back of the pack. So you guys, because we were last to start, there's a pack and there's a couple of racers ahead of the pack, but otherwise everyone's kind of holding in this general herd. So, but he's tailed back, trying to shoot back at Armin.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. Is I'm going to fire at this guy, but not as a battle tactic. I'm going to maneuver him to try to jump, to launch himself into his next closest compatriot. Basically, it's a maneuver check, but I'm trying to trip him up.
Okay, you're trying to
shoot
him. Yeah.
Well, yeah, basically, I'm trying to shoot at him so that he makes a misstep and falls into his own comrade, thereby getting 2 for 1.
Okay, go ahead, roll maneuver with 3d6.
It's a 5.
It's a 5. Okay, great. So what weapon are you using to shoot at him?
Okay, so we will be using our directed energy. Well, no, let's use the fine heavy cannon right now.
And they're ha! You hear on the rest
You missed.
But it's one of those moments I'm not trying to hit you, and you dislodge several fuselage pieces of junk off from the side of the canyon, and it falls right in front of him. He trips and he like crashes into one of the other racers. And you hear this massive. Oh, what a wipeout from the Jolangas! Two of their little rebels are off the field. So you've knocked out two of their racers. You've knocked out a few of the racers off the formation. However, you rolled a 5, so now there's a bunch of like mech debris, and wreckage that like as their mechs kind of like all fall apart due to their poor quality. It leaves a bunch of what's when people like throw a bunch of marbles on the ground, what the fuck is that called? Like
throwing a bunch of marbles on the ground.
Marbles on the ground.
Debris.
Now there's a bunch of debris on the ground, and
yeah.
you're roller skating right at it. So
I have an idea then, unless I was gonna do something stupid, I can hold off on the stupid. Actually, do I have? I'm double checking. I think I have an energy beam. I have a directed energy weapon. Unless anyone else has like a beam, I think we could can we nuke the ground a little bit just to get the debris gone?
You can, but also like I said, you might create more debris in doing that depending on the angle of how you hit and the fact that you're also in a desperate position.
Oh, God damn it. This fucking
So
position.
it's just something to consider, because also a lot of these trash piles are stacked really high. And you haven't even gotten to the electromagnetic portion yet, where you might get several thousand kilojoules of electricity pulsing through your mech if you hit the wrong thing. Lots of hazards here. But if you want to play it risky,
the problem is we're in such a bad position that anything we do is going to be risky, right?
Right.
All right. I think I'm going to go back to my plan A. It already pops onto the comms. Only one of us needs to cross that finish line, right?
Right.
Yes. That's the rule.
Who's got the lightest mech? Actually, I'm going to do it this way. Rupi'a, you've got that whip?
Boy, do I.
Wanna toss it this? Wanna give me the end of it?
So I activate my brand new arm, and it becomes like it lengthens and thins out at the end, and becomes a whip.
I would like to. Disqualify myself early, and the kra-su's wings just open up. She's a better flyer than she is a roller skater for sure. And I think I'm going to try to tow Rupi'a.
Oh.
Oh, that's smart. That is smart.
That's
Listen,
smart.
I'm going to stay as low as I can for as long as I can, but I do not think it's going to be as safe. Like, I could just fly and coast with my little feetsies on the ground. Technically, that counts.
Technically, that does count.
But I think I'm going to, if I'm trying to be as safe as I can with our position, I'm going to just DQ early. Because here's the thing. Only one of us needs to cross.
Right.
And if none of them are mobile, if none of the other teams are mobile, fuck it.
Yeah. And
Rupi'a's going to
mention, like, if we go, we need to catch up to protect our guys.
Yes.
I mean,
so I think already,
if we don't get up to Armin, he's going to die.
Yeah, I think Ordy's fully given up on the idea of racing and is fine, I'll be an obstacle.
So that's a setup. Make a maneuver check to fly, right? To
All right.
launch yourself up while grabbing onto the rope.
6!
Team Menageries, Concord kra-su is activating her boosters. And Ordy, what do we see?
The kra-su, as we know, big old wings, weird gobbly, scary skeletal kind of body, jiggly middle because of the stretchy bits. I think that this is really, really crazy. Already links the whip to sort of her hips, or where the kra-su's hips are. And you see the wings expand, and she just takes the fuck off. She's like, fuck it. I don't need to worry about terrain if I'm not on it. And everything lights up all at once. And with the new head, there's there must be like copper sulfate or something in the new build, because all of the plasma that's coming, like as the eyes light up and the lines where the new head is, they start to go kind of like a green plasma.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's nightmarish. And she starts shooting forward, and only the top half moves for a second. And I think for a moment there's just like a pause as everyone's like, what the fuck, did she just leave her butt behind? And already in the mech kind of does like a sit-up almost position.
Yeah.
And the back legs of the kra-su shoot forward to like rejoin the body like a weird slinky dog. And that momentum, all of that combined, is going to drag rupi'a forward like a little slingshot.
Attention, pilot. You were currently going airborne in the first leg of the race. You will be disqualified if you retain this airborne status. Do you acknowledge?
Question for y'all. If I am disqualified, do I still get to participate?
You will not qualify as a finisher, but you will still be able to remain in the race as a courtesy.
Awesome possum. Thank you, judges. And I just turn it up and like get out of the way of rupi'a as she can swing under me.
The kra-su takes flight. You see in the little HUD, like in Mario Kart, all the places of like the racers moving up and down. You just see kra-su's name just struck off the list, and you take flight. Rupi'a, you are now set up to do whatever you need to do now that the kra-su is pulling you along.
Okay, well, I am going to slingshot forward to take a flank position at callax'an's, or like guarding callax'an's flank.
Yeah.
Since Roman has Armin right now.
Yes.
callax'an is our other, has to cross the finish line, and is going to be gunned for.
Yes.
So, yeah, I'm going to do that and then lay down some cover fire.
Okay. So do you want to just make a battle check for that then?
Yeah.
Okay, so that battle check will have increased effect because Ordy was so kind to set you up for this.
6.
Let's go, baby. All right, so the announcers goes like, and the Mod Durga of Team Azri is coming in using some sort of maneuver while tethered to his flying teammate. And what's this? Take it from here, Rupi'a. What kind of, how's this cover fire treat the other racers?
So as I, one arm is attached and propelling forward, but 2 others are actually operating the bow.
Okay.
To lay down just a rapid rain of arrows behind callax'an, forcing the other racers to fall back or get injured.
Excellent. Okay, so you see the you break through the pack with callax'an to get over to callax'an, and you shoot back, and you see the pack kind of just scatter off to the side, trying to dodge all these arrows. In an impressive amount of fire coming off the Mod Durga. With that being said, it looks like the partnership between Lord Armin and Lord Bulak has gotten them to the tip of the potato chip. callax'an, you're about to take flight into the second leg of the race as Team Menagerie pulls up. What's going on right now? What are you doing?
He's thinking of nothing except getting through that finish line, and then also just keeping an eye every once in a while on Armin's position.
Okay.
So at this point, he's not looking to be the leader necessarily because you still have the rest of the race to go.
Yeah.
Just make sure that you're consistent at this point.
All right. Do you want to do anything, callax'an, as to keep? Because right now you've broken ahead. You and Armin have broken ahead of the pack, and you're about to take off into the second leg of the race. To describe what you're seeing from the cockpit, you get to the tip of the potato, it's up the ramp. Mm-hmm. There's the designated jump off point. And you see the races, how the track is determined is that you see there's these big holographic slaloms that look like glyphs that resemble the different gods. You see that next slalom up in the sky where the platforms are, where all the nobles live, and where Bulakalak Estate is also. The track also passes by your house too. So, what do you want to do?
So at this point, he looks up the slalom, and the biggest concern he has is the floating jellyfish, because because those things are the most unpredictable, and you can't really stop them. You can
or see them; they blend in with the clouds too sometimes. So.
Yeah, so I think I'm gonna do a scan.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm gonna use my spark because this is too important.
Certainly. Okay, go ahead. Roll your scan.
6.
It looks like things are turning around for Team Menagerie. Let's cut ahead to what's happening on with Sparky and the Corona Chaser. You take both of you take off, and you're soaring through. You hit the first slalom just fine, and you activate your scanners, and Sparky's like doing like a big sweep. Like you look at the radar, it's doing the sonar like sweep, and you see like several signals of like the Atmo jellies all kind of like moving with the cloud formations. I think what happens here is that like you're flying straight ahead, and you see Armin about to like slam straight into an Atmo jelly, and you pick up on the scanners right before he does so. What happens?
I immediately say, Armin, jelly at 12, maneuver.
Good call.
And you see another jelly also like appear right in front of you, and the two of you almost in sync, in total sync, like Neo Matrix, bend down mid-flight. And you're still in flight, totally dodge these Atmo jellies, and you see a couple other racers who are at the right behind you, also trying to break ahead of the pack. They take flight, and they just get wrapped in the tendrils. Wow, several members of Team Priscilla are just not having it with these sky jellies.
And I send a message to Team Menagerie of these are the approximate positions of the jellyfish. Keep in mind that they will move, but they are moving at this pace. And then so that they're armed with info by the time they reach this section.
Fantastic. All right.
So our entire team is ahead of the pack?
No, just Armin and callax'an. The rest of you are more or less in the dense, like with everyone else right now.
Okay. We're gonna take the same action here to try to knock other mechs into each other.
Okay.
Kill 2-3 birds with one stone. Would that be battle or maneuver? Doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. Whatever would be more effective to you. But also, I just want to let you know you're about to get airborne. So I assume at this point the pack gets to the top of the parachute rock. They activate their flight systems, and they all take off. And now the pack kind of like spreads apart now as they're all flying towards these slaloms.
Okay, so if the pack's flying around now, question in this area, the area we're flying through, is it inhabited by people?
Yes. There's several like spectators on the platforms. They're all like, and like you see them speed by, and they're like, "Wow!" Like,
can I identify anything that's not inhabited?
Let's make a scan check for me, Roman, and I'll tell you if there's any.
Ooh, scan is not a good thing for me. But
does anyone want
anyway.
to assist him in this matter?
Don't worry.
Oh wow!
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Gosh!
Wow. Oh my gosh! 212, 2 6s.
Actually, you tell me what would be up here, Roman, and like make up something. Like, do you want to like pull something off one of the platforms? Do you want to like?
Well, what I'm looking for right now is if we're sort of in the middle of the pack but we're sort of ahead of everybody else. What I'm trying to do, if everybody's flying, I'm trying to create as many damn obstacles as I can for the rest of the opponents. So I'm trying to shoot something down that's in the area that's not inhabited and won't threaten the spectators. So that way it interrupts the other racer's flight path. Maybe they might get hit by it. I don't know. I'm trying to be an irritant right now.
You see several weather balloons.
Okay. Weather balloons. We're going to shoot those down in the hopes that falling debris will fall on opponents, interrupt, maybe crush them. I don't know.
All right. So you see these weather balloons, and you also see like an unmanned like kind of like blimp with just like cameras on it, right? Are you like using your fine heavy cannon or to do that? Or are you
this one, because not only do I have a fine heavy cannon, but I do have a directed energy weapon.
Okay. What's that directed? Is that the shotgun?
It's like the shotgun.
Okay. You fly past this camera blimp. You blast its engine off, and it starts to go down. It starts like several racers like all trying to get around it, but like the inferno of the flare like totally distorts their flight paths, and they all start moving all in different directions. Giving the rest of the team an opening to like catch up with Armin and callax'an. What creative tactics for Team Menagerie? As we see here, this Sensei model, the Kapawaki, just absolutely demolishing our camera blimp. But that's fine. We repealed the safety regulations. Now we can pay that off with the insurance. It's all good. Cool. The Team Menagerie clears the Patalif platforms. The slaloms, as you pass each one, they make like a pause, like, and it directs you down towards Kashira Sagara, the Glacier of Milk. As you begin your descent to the glacier, you see, you pass by several other platforms of like spectators, and one of the spectators there looks to be a familiar ship that you guys came here on, and sitting on top is all the Lost Boys. They're like, yeah, and they all got like flags and they got like big heads and everything. It's like, yes, and like Devinder's also on there. It's like, let's go, and you pass, and like you all like pass by them on your descent to the glacier. Like rupi'a, from the side of your cockpit, you make eye contact with Devinder on the way down. It's like slow motion.
That's like, here, like my sensors pick up the Lost Boys and like that like baseline, and it's like, look over, and somehow I just know it's like all the time has fallen away, and Devinder and I are still 2/3 of a whole. We're gonna make it, baby. We're gonna make it. I'm gonna make you proud.
Can you make a maneuver check as you hit the glacier while you're reminiscing?
Yes. 6.
Okay, so with the 6, first off, rupi'a, I assume you've never has rupi'a ever seen snow? Like, is that like new? Is this new to her at all? I feel like she's mostly lived in like temperate or like.
I think like most of her life was spent like city bound, like hardcore urban slum city bound.
Yeah.
And so the snow that she knows is from the movies. So she watched a bunch of, like, she went through a phase where she watched a bunch of, like, survival adventure movies that went through the mountains and were, like, about traversing great distances to achieve the goal of saving the world. But the world is really just your one love.
You remember this one movie about dog sledding, and you also have a rope on you, and there's a pack of racers like breaking ahead of you. So you get the idea as the snowboard kind of like, as your land spinners turn into the little snowboard thing beneath the Copperpot's feet. With a stroke of genius, you whip out the Vasuki whip and latch onto one of the other teams. Let's say you grab onto one of the leapfroggers, the hopscotch, and they're like, what? And you're just being pulled along like those dog sleds. And now we see why the Copperpot is the fan favorite with such creative racing tactics, just using other racers to pull her along like a dog sled. And you'd think Lord callax'an would be pulling this maneuver. What an incredible show tonight, folks.
I have an idea.
Sure.
So we're in the glacier area right now.
Right.
All right. I do know that there are 2 ways to create obstacles in glaciers when it comes to this. One is to, you can't really create cracks on the ground because it's not like ice lake, but there are areas that if you hit them just right, they will cause a flood.
That's true.
So, I messaged to Team Menagerie, hey, if we want to make an obstacle for everyone behind us, look to your left. And he points out a glacier formation that is very, very blue looking. And he points out, if you see that very blue area, that means that there's water, lots of water behind it. If someone who has more accuracy than me who wants to blast it can cause a flood for everyone behind us.
Well, I don't know that I have a lot of accuracy, but I have a lot of experience wrecking shit.
Good. And so whoever's gonna make that roll, I'm gonna spend stress to assist them.
Thank
Great.
you.
Already, would you like to make a destroy check? You can either have an additional die from callax'an, or you can have improved effect, improved position, or you could resist anything that happens.
I'm gonna try to improve position because we desperately need that.
Okay, cool. So let's put you down to the risky position. Now that callax'an has pointed out this hazard to you, go ahead and make a destroy check.
4 to 6. Thank you.
What? Why are we so many?
Lakshmi loves us.
Lakshmi does love you. What? How are you destroying this blue chunk of ice? Already, paint me a picture with frozen water.
I think again, because Already was super nervous before then. She doesn't know race. Race doesn't make any sense to her, like running like this speed thing. But she's like, all right, I'm not in the competition. She saw the jellies and just flying past them, yay, they're so pretty. And honestly, the freedom of I'm not participating, I'm just doing what I know has elevated her time immensely. And as soon as callax'an's like, oh no, look at those, look at the glaciers, they're really delicate. She goes, okay. The copper sulfate plasma thing, with her green plasma now just all flares up again, and she glides over to one of the glaciers, and you just see her run her hand along it, leaving these
as she flies past it.
Yeah.
And then you see water start to spew out from where you scratched through it. It seems the kra-su is opening up an opportunity. The opportunity for biblical style flooding. And the water starts coming down, and you see all the racers in the pack. They turn to their right, and the big ass fucking, and everyone's boosters go the Joangans activate their nitro. The hopscotchers start leaping faster, and Team Priscilla is they're all flapping their moth wings, trying to just get ahead of this water. And you see several of Team Hopscotch, those poor amphibians, just get totally washed away. Oh, look! Poor Captain Moonlight. All of his racers are all caught in the flood. It looks like that's the end of Team Hopscotch for this year's edition. And as the rest of the pack breaks through, you see a bunch of these colorful jungle frog mechs kind of just bobbing along.
I think you just see Already coasting kind of on her back in the air, because again, I don't need to race anymore. And just sort of waves as she passes.
Okay. Who else wants to make an action right now? You're halfway through Kashira Sagar. You got 2 more slaloms to go before you head up to the mountain.
If this flood still going? Is it still threatening?
It's behind you right now. So I want you to imagine the whole pack is just definitely racing, just inches ahead of this big flood. Right?
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do then. As this flood is going, I'm firing not directly at the other competitors. I'm firing in the direction that they would need to escape the flood. I'm trying to cut off their escape. I'm a dick, I know.
You got a lot of pent-up rage right now.
I really do! Fuck them all! Would that be battle or?
Yeah, that could be battle. Consequences could be, the rest of you are still in desperate position right now, so.
Cool. I'm resisting. I'm gonna resist. I'm gonna resist.
Okay, sure, you can resist, but
we've had 2 double ones and 2 double sixes.
Cool. Okay,
here's the thing with the snake eyes, right?
Yeah.
You can resist, but the consequences aren't being dealt to you. They're being dealt to Armin and callax'an as because what were you using what weapon were you using to create this kind of
It would have just been the fine heavy cannon. Okay. Because again, I'm not shooting to target the others. I'm shooting to target the area.
You shoot what looks to be a sturdy looking rock, but the rock, as you shoot it, it blasts it apart and it crashes into the ice, and then the ice beneath Sparky and the Corona Chaser begin to crack and thin and then eventually they drop into the water through the ice.
Shit!
Whoa! We got friendly fire coming from the Apalaki here as we see our two leaders, Sparky and Corona Chaser, go into the water. And callax'an, you see from the cockpit, you're in your element. You and Armin, you're like looking at each other like, yes. What? And like Looney Tunes, fucking like the entire like the ice shelf cracks beneath you, and you're now in like negative 20 degrees Celsius water. With the rest of the pack passing right over you.
Am I allowed to spend my spark to save them?
You can save them, yeah. Go ahead and spend your spark, and
okay.
You actually, I know you have an ability here, right?
Yeah, it's the don't get cocky ability.
Okay.
I may spend spark to appear at an allied pilot's side. If these two are next to each other, I get to appear by their sides. Can I pull them out?
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell me what happens. So you see this pool basically appear. You see the entire pack jump over this pool. And what does Apalaki do to retrieve them?
Apalaki shifts over to both Armin and callax'an, puts away the heavy cannon, and is basically gonna grab the mechs and just yeet them out. And if I have to, I'm going to disqualify myself and activate my boosters to fly to pull them out because I don't need to win this race.
Can I actually join him in that?
Yes, you may. Go ahead. Let's make a maneuver check. Let's call that a group action here. So let's say all three of you roll maneuver with Roman as the group as the action leader.
There's a 6.
Okay.
Nice. Damn, 655.
Okay. Just when callax'an, just when you think you and Armin are drowning, you see the arms of the kra-su and the Apalaki reach down into the water, like break through the ice, grab onto you, and pull you up.
Whew. All right. Nice.
Okay. Well, thanks for the assist, guys. We're at the back of the pack now. We should like.
All right, let's fucking go.
Listen, you guys are the fastest. Do you need a tow?
No. I got this.
All right, callax'an, do you want to roll a maneuver again?
I will roll my maneuver, and I will spend a quirk because it's appropriate.
Yes.
None faster. Oh my god. Whew.
You activate your boosters. You floor it. You and Armin both floor it, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, old buddy. Let's win this thing.
Both of your mechs, Sankanchil models, Sparky, Corona Chaser, breaking ahead, making its way towards the back of the pack as you see the tip of the mountain ahead of you, right? And you know you can overtake the rest of these racers until another mech, the Bebbing Apet, Lonnie's mech, steps out, and Lonnie just sticks the Bebbing Apet's hand out and like clotheslines Armin. Just and you're still speeding ahead because you're like caught up in the adrenaline, like yes, yeah, like it's a race, right? Not realizing that your wingmate just totally went down next to you. And do you stop? What do you do? Like you're about to hit the next slalom into the.
Can I do the protect a teammate and callax'an? One of us has to win, and that's going to be you, and I'll loop back to help Armin.
Got it. I'll keep going. All right. Help Armin.
It looks like what's this? The two former rivals once reconciled. It looks like callax'an's abandoning his wingmate. And you see there's a Sparky passes the last slalom into Mount Mandara. Rupi'a, as you push ahead to help Armin, the fallen Armin, right? You come face to face with this mech, the Bebbing Apet. It resembles, a large. You ever see Princess Mononoke? You know the board demons in those, right? It's a quadruped mech, but it's entirely made of like junk and like scrap parts, but it looks ominous, right? Its eyes glow like a blood curdling, unhuman purple shade, right? And you hear this Lonnie fellow on the comms is like,
"Hey, boss. Seems like the tides have turned. And you, my friend, are about to face the wrath of
Rupi'a, what do you do?
I'm going to open up my energy weapon, a directed energy weapon, because Ma Durga is made for nothing if not killing demons.
Hell yeah.
And I'm going to blast this monologuing supervillain with my third eye. Laser beam.
Please make a... Are you doing a battle check, or are you going to, just destroy this dude? You're going to do it,
I'm going to do a battle check, because
Okay.
that's what I have points in.
Okay.
And I do not have points in destroy.
Okay. Go ahead and roll battle for me.
1, 2, and a 3.
The boar is rises up to Gore, the Corona chaser, and you don't hit it you kind of because I assume you fired while you were rolling in the middle of rushing at it, right, as part of the race, and so it doesn't hit, but it's enough for the boar to notice you.
Oh, you're hiring Than Nong as your fine. I can fight Than Nong.
And the boar turns to face you and it sees you still, I assume, still running at you, right? What happens here is that the Ngapet is going to get back on all fours and
well, we all got big guns around here. I found this one in the scrapyard the other day, where Joanga blesses us all.
And you see this other big cannon come out from the back of the boar and shoot right back at you. And you see this big, large, continuous beam of plasma just fly straight into, directly into your face.
I'm going to use my fine shield, my fine force field, to help deflect that, or to absorb that plasma hit.
Certainly. Okay, so you see Durga's yantra glyph generate a big shield pattern in front of you as the beam just directs out into the sky, and you hear the audience go, "Whoa! Look at the light show coming out from the battle between Baby Infant and Copperpot." All right, cool. Ordy, I know you just rescued Roman, and you just got rescued callax'an and Armin from the pool, but do you see this fight happening right now?
I think I might, because again, I'm mostly running surveillance and interference at this point.
Yeah.
And also, I think I went back to help Armin and callax'an out of the water. So
now it's just Armin at the edge of the water, with this boar mech atop him, trying to fucking murder him, and he's exchanging fire with Copperpot.
It disqualifies you if you fly. Are they still disqualified for flying?
Yes.
So I think I want to get into it and just get it off the ground for as long as the race for the limit of time it needs to be.
Okay. What check do you think would be appropriate here, Ordy?
Battle. It's a full-on fight at this point, right?
It is.
Vehicular close quarters combat. You might lash out with your scoop arm. You might fire your Gatling gun.
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Roll battle, and we'll see what happens. Right.
5.
You swoop down, and you kind of grab the boar by the cannon itself, and it's what's this? And the kra-su lifts the boar, but it's so heavy that you kind of just rip the cannon off the back, and the boar turns around,
fuck this,
and he speeds off, and Armin's
okay, let's just go,
and Armin also just speeds off. All right, so the pack, save for Team Hopscotch, moves on to the final leg of the race, the mythical mountain of Mandara. And you get to the staging area where you see all these mechs detach their sleds and you get onto their magma boards, and they all shove off into this long lava flow heading through weaving through different valleys and craters towards the big caldera at the top of the mountain. callax'an, you being the racer that you are, you know this part very well. You've been through this trial and tribulation, right? So how does Sparky surf this lava?
All right. So there is a real life thing called volcano boarding, and which sounds like the weirdest thing. The biggest thing is that when you're trying to surf on this volcanic surface, the thing that you're trying to avoid most is just the random rock formations, because lava doesn't flow evenly, even though it looks smooth, but there's always like harsh things underneath because things kind of get hard. The key is to just be consistent and watch those rock formations. So I'm going to use maneuver, but it's delicate handling that is going to be key, not being the fastest. Otherwise, you will wreck your mech. So,
Okay.
So I will burn delicate handling, and I'm gonna roll 4d6, and hopefully, I am blessed.
So a 4. You know, as with what you know about traversing lava flows, this is the part of the race where you must temper your speed demon tendencies with patience and grace and tact, right? The problem, though, is you overshoot one of the flows, right? And your magma board basically creates a big splash, and a big chunk of lava jumps up right in front of you, lands right on top of the several layers of carbon steel separating the interior of your cockpit from the outside world. It just melts it all away, leaving you basically exposed. So you have a level 3 damage. Mm-hmm. Your entire cockpit cover is gone, and you hear Armin also like,
Doghouse. This is Corona. Is everything okay? I'm detecting damage on Sparky.
Lava splash, cockpit exposed.
Do you need to go into the pit stop?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the only way I could handle this.
Cool. callax'an, you pull off, and you see you see Jackie and Muhammad coming down on a little hover thing and running up to you, and you see the rest of the racers. So you're gonna be here for a bit while while Jackie tries to cover this up, right? So somebody else has to pick up the slack here. Armin is now in the middle of the pack. Right now, the people in the lead are Team Priscilla, the moths. Right, Clara, Ordy is disqualified from the race. Everyone else is still in, as far as I assume. Yeah.
Roman and I are just behind Armin, in the pack, or
yeah, you're just behind Armin in the pack. And I'll say right now that Armin's in the middle of the pack, there's a couple of Joangans that are a little too close to comfort for him, and they're trying to bumper car him around in this lava flow right now. It's like, guys.
Well, then I'm gonna take a page from Roman's book and use my spear to trip some people up.
Okay. Let's go ahead. Are you doing so, or is that going to be an offensive thing, or are you just going to maneuver around and just see whoever gets?
No, I want to specifically go for the devotees who are
who are trying to
kill Armin.
Okay,
because
cool.
It's a lava flow portion. This is just straight murder.
All right. Go ahead, roll battle for me.
It's a 4.
Okay, so you see one of the Polongs, one of the other gremlin vampire looking things, and you do a sweep with your spear to put some distance between him and the Corona chaser, saving him just for now. But with a 4, the Polong reacts by kind of jumping off of his magma board and grappling onto the copper pod, and it opens its mouth and takes just a big old chomp out of the copper pod. Go ahead and take level 2 damage.
I am going to resist.
What quirk do you want to use to resist?
I'm going to use my blinding boosters to do a kind of backflip on my board.
Okay. Yeah. That's fucking sick. That's yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So
I saw this once in a movie, y'all. So I'm on the board, he latches onto my bag, and I use that kind of push down as a like I'm a spring. And I'm in this crouch and use my legs to like push up and do a black flip.
I'll do you one better. There's a rock on the way of the flow that kind of looks like a ramp. You activate the blinding boosters. You send the copper pot up this ramp. Total fucking flip. The Polon comes flying off. It still takes a chunk out of your mech, but not a level 2 amount of chunk. So let's say let's call that level 1 damage. Exposed wiring. It bit into you, and there's a lot of hydraulics and cables now just like sparking on the outside. But you see the Polon go, ah! and it lands in the lava. Oh my god! Ah! It just sinks in, totally burnt. And it looks like the Joangans are down a team member. Oh, that's gotta hurt. Armin just breaks. He doesn't break away from the pack, but now he's at the head of the pack. After you do this, you see the top of the mountain draws closer. The caldera itself, right? It's the home stretch. Roman, where are you at right now?
Okay, I would have been. Okay, so you said that Armin is at the head of the pack, right?
Yeah, he hasn't broken away yet, but he's just barely keeping his lead.
And I was with Armin for most of this.
Right.
Where's Ordy in relation to us?
Ordy is, I believe, overhead, right?
Okay, overhead. Okay, then we're gonna try and create some space for Armin. If he's at the head of the pack, I'm turning in reverse and I'm firing and I'm trying to again slow these guys down. Let's get some space for Armin. Before I do that, where is callax'an?
He's in the pit. He's getting his. He has a.
Oh, he's a bit.
Yeah, he's. Okay. He doesn't have a cockpit cover right now.
So I've got Ordy ahead. callax'an's in the pit. Armin's at the front. I'm right behind Armin. And then rupi'a. Where's rupi'a?
Rupi'a just did a kickflip off a rock, but I think she's towards the back of the pack.
Yeah.
Okay.
That makes sense. The acrobatics would have slowed me down a little.
Okay, so if that's the case,
Also, how long is it going to take for callax'an to get back in the fight?
Do you ask that on comms?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You hear Jackie was like,
I'm almost done. I need like 30 more seconds. Like, callax'an, are you good in there?
I'm good.
Okay, all right. Just hold on. I'll get him back in there.
callax'an's taking this time to just examine the pathway, the straightest pathway without crags in it.
So, can we slingshot him if we can stretch along the route to the front, passing him along? Would that be a thing we could do?
Yeah, group maneuver can do that. Yeah. So
I was like, I'm so sorry.
Go ahead, roll. Everybody rolls their. So Clark, Ordy, you will be the group leader for this. Okay, so everybody's gonna roll maneuver, and then right before you roll, you hear Jackie goes like, "Okay, he's good." callax'an, you may also roll maneuver as you sprint back into the fray.
I will roll maneuver. Yep.
Eric. Yes! Yes!
I think if we can have everyone spread along the route, we can just stay low, callax'an, stay on your wheels, and we're gonna start from the back, slingshotting you up to the next person.
So at the start of this, it's since I'm the furthest one back, as I hear the okay from Jackie, just once again, making full use of this whip arm that I have. I'm lasso you like you're an errant steer and throw you up to Roman.
Right.
Do you say anything before you toss him?
It doesn't matter if it's by an inch or a meter. A win is a win.
Okay, cool. So as callax'an has been launched towards me, I'm actually going to use my boosters, and as callax'an's coming, create counterforce enough that as he goes, I'm going to give a push forward and counterforce to try to increase callax'an's momentum to get to the front of the pack. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to try to propel myself into the rest of the crowd as a disruption. Let's go! I will burn a quirk for this.
Go ahead. What quirk you burning?
I am burning the overcharged wiring on this because we need all the speed possible.
As you put everything Apalaki's got into it, right? What's this? It looks like the Apalaki's turning around and he's going against the gray in the back. What's he doing? Like you see a bunch of mechs just all colliding into each other. Some of them like desperately trying to just like veer, like do a hard turn to the right or the left to like get away of the wreckage, but then they all just like wipe out onto the sides of the lava flow. And that's a strike! It's the perfect bowling game from the pilot of the Apalaki! Team Priscilla all totally wipes out on the sides of the of the lava flow. That's the end of this ballroom for these queens. And like they all look really good while they do they do a bunch of voguing poses as they go down. So at least like the photographers get it. And like you hear the team captain, Isabel Ringer is like,
You know what? This is fair. As long as I look good for my close-up.
all right. Wow.
Did we knock everyone out of the race?
Not yet.
Not yet.
All
we still
right.
have.
There's two Joangans right on Armin and Armin's tail, but callax'an, you're coming up right behind them too. And like you hear Armin's like,
They're on my 6, buddy. We're almost out. Come on.
Already takes that last opportunity. She's the last person in the slingshot, I think. And swoops as far forward as she can, stretches her body again as far as she can after having damaged it the first time, and reaches back for callax'an.
mm-hmm.
And using the momentum from flying and starts to slingshot him, and you hear her just go, listen, kingdoms, like your sister, that shit, money, it's gonna come and go, and we all know that. The most important thing in life will always be the people in this party. And she like compresses that body again and slingshots callax'an the rest of the way.
And callax'an, you fire every single booster you got in you. You can't see shit through the analog camera, reserve cameras, but you know that so you can't see stuff, but like imagine you're like watching through a view screen of like a potato. It's like 480p. Like now that your view screen's melted away, right?
I'm going to burn a quirk just dramatically.
Yes.
Because the most appropriate quirk I'm going to burn is intense G-forces.
Let's go. Make a maneuver check with controlled position. You just got slungshot by all of your teammates. The goddess of fortune is with you this time.
4.
Right when the two Joangans are about to like grab onto Armin and like slam him into the lava, right? Sparky comes right between them, right in their blind spot too. Like right when they're about to kill Armin, they see this like they lift up their armpits, see Sparky come past. Do you have anything to say on this matter, callax'an, as you kind of like make this surprise appearance, as you against all odds pull yourself into second place?
As he goes by, the only thing he could say is, "Yeehaw, motherfucker!"
What?
And he bursts through. You knock both of these Joangans back, and you break past them. But because you rolled a 4, one of the Joangans, the Jenglot, shoots a grappling hook at you, or not a grappling hook, but like a harpoon, like the kind they used to kill whales, and it strikes you right in Sparky's crotch, and you see it pierce through, and like through the back you see like the spear like go through Miss Misfit's face in the back. Like
so went up my butt.
Yeah, so it's through your crotch and stabs out through your butt now, through Sparky's butt. So go ahead and say go ahead and take a level 2 damage, and now that they have you harpooned, they like try to yank you off your magma sled. Does anyone see this? Does anyone try to do it? Like, does it like there's like you resist at first, but if he pulls again, you'll definitely get pulled into the lava. So
I'll protect if you need it.
Okay, what quirk do you want to use to resist this for callax'an?
Let's burn my unwieldy controls.
Okay. How does that factor into what you're about to do right now?
Crossy's kind of a big got a lot of like jingly bits.
Yeah.
I think I'm just going. I feel like because I was the one who slung shot him forward, that like grappling hook is like next to me.
Yes.
And I think I'm just gonna get in it and try to break the snap the chain.
Yeah.
With the plasma teeth, or like I'll just.
Okay. You do that. So we'll go ahead and demote that level 2 down to level 1. Armin is about to cross the finish line, and callax'an, you're still in it, and like you might have a harpoon through your dick right now, or through Sparky's dick right now, but
that's a harpoon for a dick right now.
You have a harpoon for a dick right now, but you see that the Chrono Chaser's reactor starts to sputter right at the last minute, starting to slow down. No.
Callax'an gets Sparky's arm out enough to catch Chrono Chaser, and he says, "I got you, buddy." And he's going to, realizing this really awkward moment of he has Sparky's arm around a Chrono Chaser, at the same time having a harpoon for a dick. He's going to try to cross the finish line with Chrono Chaser, and the furthest thing ahead of him is the harpoon dick. So he's going to cross the finish line dick first. I'm going to burn the quirk walking advertisement, because this is going to be a picture, the photo finish for this race.
It's all, and you see this whole thing play out in slow motion as I fill the last clock on Mount Mandara. As you cross that last final slalom into the caldera, we see like the cross happen several times and from different angles, playing in slow motion, with like with Team Menagerie and Team Jawanga it's all slowly right behind. Fireworks shoot up as the harpoon crosses the checkered slalom. Like, we cut to every like TV set on the planet of everyone like standing like, yeah. We cut to like a gambling pen, like there's like a bunch of money gets thrown up and a bunch of bookies start freaking out, and like you see like the racing commissioners are watching, like, yeah. We cut back to the staging area. All the mechs kind of land. The mechs that survived, right? Cockpit opens. All of your cockpits open, and like crowds all rush out onto the staging area. But you see bureaucrats like, no, clear. And Armin like peels out of his cockpit chair, looks up at the rest of you guys like, come on, let's get our flowers.
I still have the stupid visor on. God.
Callax'an comes out of Sparky, and his hand is on his crotch because just in his head,
the nerve endings,
the nerve endings just like, ow, and he just kind of limps over to wherever the podium's going. Just is very uncomfortable. Yeah, Team Menagerie!
And like the whole crowd goes. Like, you even see the Lost Boys in the back of the crowd. Like, Team Menagerie! Yeah! And the bureaucrats like go up to the stage. They got this big trophy. It's good to see you guys back up here. And they puts it on the table. I was like, all right, these cameras over here. Everyone, put your hands on the elixir, please. The elixir trophy.
All right.
Click. Back on Chow Freya, there's a large, dark, under basement looking thing, right? And King Kanawa also watches coverage of the race. Wow. Say, Hope, is that your dad? And the camera whip turns over, and Hope looks a lot different now. She's got pale skin. Her hair's like a cerulean blue, and her eyes are like a bloodshot, or her pupils are red now. And she descends down from a black feathered aberration that was formerly the Conquered Archangel, the Conquered Morning Star. And she like walks over to the TV. What was it, my king? He's like, no, look at this. This is, you know, this guy, like you came with him, right? It's like, first off, I like not to be referred to as Hope anymore. You should, my lord, if that's social. Of course. Look, we respect everybody here on Chow Frya. What would you like to be referred to? My most loyal retainer, she says. I would like to go by the call sign Despair. Very well. How's that mech treating you? He's like, it handles fantastic, my lord. I'm glad we captured the creature, and I'm glad we can face what's to come. And the camera pans away from the both of them, and you see a Kuntilanak in its multi-head impaled on the wall with several lances through it. And you see several scientists plucking feathers out from the side of the creature. And we cut. That's our episode today, guys. Thanks again for tuning in to MEKONG. If you like this game, please be sure to check out Beam Saber RPG on itch.io. If you like us and want to see more, please be sure to follow Queen's Court Games on all the socials and on Patreon. So thanks again to our lovely cast. Please feel free to shout out your socials, your projects, and other work you got going on. Now is your time.
All right. Hi, my name is Ryan Omega. You could find me on Twitter and TikTok under Ryan OMGA. You could find me on Instagram under Ryan Omega. And you could also see me at various cons, appearing on panels and on other streams similar to this one here on Queen's Court Games.
I can't talk right now, but hi. What's up, everyone? Andrew Alandi, played Roman here. Again, pronouns, he, him, for both of us. You can find me Twitter and Instagram at Andrew J. Alandi. That's Andrew, the letter J, and then my last name, Alandi. Follow me up there for whatever shenanigans I'm getting into, or your daily doses of motivation if you're looking for that as well. We'd love to hear from you. Again, thank you for everybody who is watching as Jerry breaks our hearts after we win a race. But yeah, again, thank you all for joining us on this zany ride. I'm going to pass over to Clara.
Hi, I'm Clara. You can find me all over the internet as clearly_golden, unless you like mermaids, in which case you could find me on Instagram as mermaid_clarity. You can also find me at the Denny's parking lot at 2 a.m., where I'm going to be beating up Jerry Law.
I'll see you there. Bring swords.
Yeah. Damn. Gosh. I'm here playing this, and also usually over on Queen's Court Games podcasty bits, doing the All Night Society, which is our award-winning actual Vampire the Masquerade actual play. Otherwise, you can follow me on Twitter and find out what I'm up to there.
I'm Pooja, and I've been playing rupi'a, and I bet Jerry's really, really happy that we don't play in person right now, or we would have all thrown down. It's still stunned, but I can be stunned on the internet as Forgotten Saves on the socials, where, you can see me take comfort in at least having a Salvador to, hold me when I'm crying over the things that Jerry has done to us.
Hi, I'm Jerry. I'm a masochist and a sadist. I've been sober from causing my players suffering for about 5 minutes. Yeah.
It's been 30 seconds, buddy. It's still ongoing.
It's been an honor and a privilege telling the story with all of you. Thank you for tuning in to MEKONG, Symphony for the Devil. You can find me at my Jerry Amour, AMOUR, on Twitter and Instagram. That's our show. Can't wait to see you guys for episode 7. Fare thee well, stay hydrated, and tell someone you care about that you love them, because who knows, they might get turned into enforcers for a evil military junta regime. So yeah, just put that out there. Okay, all right, peace. time.